Black coffee, I'm in trouble. Black coffee, I see trouble. Man, I'm not gonna get home. Black coffee, I'm so dizzy. Black coffee, please get busy. Oh, now make you get home. Black coffee, I'm in trouble. I'm so dizzy. Please get busy. Man, I'm not gonna get home. Black coffee, I'm in trouble. I'm so dizzy.
Hello and welcome inside Leominster TV Studio A. This is 20 games for 20 years. I'm Todd Robbins. The 2018 season represents the 20th year of Leominster High School athletics being broadcast consistently to a television audience, initially through Cablevision Channel 36, which was transmitted from the Media Center at Leominster High, beginning with the football season in 1999. Channel 36 would eventually join Channel 29 and a host of other numerals in what has since 2001 been known as Leominster Access Television, or today's Leominster TV. Much like I myself have aged since first taking the play-by-play mic as a 14-year-old freshman in 1999, so too has the personnel, technology, and even the branding of our broadcast coverage. From LHS TV 36 to BDSN, the Blue Devil Sports Network, or Blue Devil Sports Night, to LATV's Action Sports, to LHS Football on Leominster TV. No matter what we've called it, our mission has been the same. Serve our community by bringing top quality coverage of Leominster High School athletics into viewers' homes, especially those populations that so desperately want to take part and for one reason or another cannot make it to the game. Perhaps it's to celebrate with the players, parents, coaches, fans, and boosters of the blue and white, so they can relive it all throughout their careers and now for so many in the years that have followed, as their kids, grandkids, and great-grandchildren become part of the tapestry that is this community's historic athletic tradition. They can use this coverage to weave their and our shared history together. Over the next 20 episodes, we will celebrate our 20 seasons of television coverage by breathing new life into the games that live in our archives, beginning as it did 20 years ago with LHS football. As through the magic of digital technology, we bring you 20 games for 20 years. It is in that spirit that we bring you this game from Doyle Field in the year 2013. Labeled with the brand of our partnership with WPKZ AM 1280 and 105.3 FM, shot direct to digital by our videographer and director Bradley Bedard and preserved in our archive. Remastered by our archivist Jack Selly, we bring you this game with the original play-by-play call of our current broadcast team of Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and myself. 20 Games for 20 Years presents this matchup from 2013, the Blue Devils against the Pioneers of St. John's High School.
local paper, a big article about this game, the page article. This is the game between the You can give me a mic check.
Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got over a minute, but do you want me to ask them to cover the anthem?
Yeah, I would. What does he have left for breaks?
Blue Devils won the toss. They will be receiving.
All right, so they're starting on offense.
Protecting the goal to our left. It will be to our right on the TV.
Yeah, we'll get to that too.
He has no breaks left.
And bring it back to us when he's done.
30 seconds.
Back inside historic Doyle Field, Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Meyer getting set for kickoff of the 2013 season. It's week 1. It's St. John's and Leominster. A lot of fun to come. First, we're going to pause for the national anthem here in stadium, played, as always, by the Leominster High School Marching Band under the direction of Barry Hudson. Pomp and circumstance of pregame is over. We welcome you inside historic Doyle Field. The Joseph Schuler's countdown to kickoff is over. It's time to kick off the 2013 season. It's Leominster, it's St. John's. It represents the best and the top of Division II Central Mass, as of course the new playoff format and the new alignment here in the statewide playoff format says. It's the top division in Central Mass, Billy, but it is Division II now, not Division I.
And I have to add, does it bother you to say Division II, Todd? Because I know it's kind of a stigma.
I think it certainly bothers the people that are involved with football in Central Mass, but I say simply then, why'd you vote for it?
I agree.
You knew it was coming when that happened for sure. But we're going to get set. We're going to start with a peek quickly around the region. Instead of searching around the region for furniture and mattresses, buy from a local family-owned retailer, Garapi Furniture. Garapi Furniture and Mattress Center in downtown Leominster. Online at WeDoFurniture.com. Quick peek at action that went on yesterday around the region. Shrewsbury downed Algonquin 20-0. Neshoba blew out Westboro 42-21. Hudson ran away from Auburn 33-0. That's your peek around the region as we get set for action. Blue Devils won the toss. They elected to receive. They will defend the goal to our left. That's television right as we welcome in our partners at Leominster Access Television. On the approach, Pioneers send the ball away. Right to left it will go. It will be returned by Mason Williams. Williams cuts back toward the center of the field. Right down the middle he goes across the 25-yard line. Stood up there by the Pioneers and driven back to the 24. Mason Williams opens the season with the return for the Blue Devils, who have the ball. First down and 10 at their own 24-yard line. And we see running into the huddle for the first time as the starting quarterback, Bill, number 17, Neil O'Connor, swings from probably one of the best wide receivers in Central Massachusetts. Very quickly, I think he's a leading candidate to be one of the best quarterbacks in Central Mass.
I have to agree, Todd, and he did see some time under center last year when they were running multiple set offenses, so he's not a stranger to the position.
Starts with the spread shotgun from the left hash, 1st and 10 from the Leominster 24. High snap, fielded, given on the end around to Williams. He tries to hurdle the defender, and he's sent up pro wrestling style. It's a back body drop, Bill, over the back shoulder. And down goes Williams. Hard run starting the year.
And I got to tell you, Todd, what we saw from Mason Williams last year, he comes out with his first run this year, and he's given 110%, and we came to expect that from Mason. Maybe sometimes he tries a little too hard. We saw him with some fumble troubles last year, trying to get that extra yard, but he's shown that he's not giving up anything on effort.
Certainly plays with plenty of heart. Gain of 4 on the play. 2nd down, 6 to go. Ball located at the Blue Devil 27-yard line from the right half. O'Connor, 2 backs in the backfield, split the snap. Tried to pull it back, he did keep it, and he is driven down quickly. The Pioneer defense in on that one. Jeff Domingo, the tough defensive end, battles in there to haul him down.
Trying to run a little option play there. He never got out from behind that handoff and ended up losing a couple yards there. Lucky it didn't end up with a fumble. Matt Banch was looking back for the ball like he thought he was supposed to have it. Look for it on the ground.
His first drive for the Blue Devils brought to you by Troy Hebert Construction. Troy Hebert Construction, for a quarter century, a name you can trust. For new constructions, renovations, and repairs, call 508-328-7484 or visit Troy Hebert on the web at troyhebertconstruction.com. Ball still at the Blue Devil 27-yard line, 3rd down, 6 to go. Snap to O'Connor, rolls out to his left, decides to tuck and run. He'll turn the corner across the 30, 35, first down Blue Devils. Pulled down at the 38-yard line. Nice run from Neil O'Connor, and Bill, there's the first look at the dual threat quarterback. He can pass the ball, hasn't thrown one yet, but more importantly, he can run it off the passing formation.
Well, we saw last year he can pass the ball. We saw a brother-to-brother combination pass back in the Super Bowl at Gillette. So we know he can throw the ball, but he does have added speed over what Garrett Delakiai gave the offense last year. So I think that's just an extra dimension that the opposing team's going to have to be aware of this year.
Blue Devils move the chains, 1st down and 10, ball located at their own 36-yard line. The snap, the give to James Gurley, his first carry of the year. Returning running back crosses the 40 once again, pushes the ball up to about the 43-yard line. Gain of about 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
You know, looking at the lineup, Todd, and we're pretty much seeing a mirror image of what we saw last year, except Neil O'Connor except Garrett Delakiai in the center, and Shane O'Donnell, who is really the lead fullback. We're not seeing a fullback set offense. It looks like 3 tailbacks are going to alternate back there.
8 minutes, 20 seconds left. First drive of the 2013 season. On the snap, speed on the end around, given for Gurley. Gurley comes around the right side of the formation, gets some room, cross midfield, across the Pioneer 40-yard line, and hold down at the 35. Big run from Gurley. He came with a full head of steam, left to right across the formation, and rips off a 22-yard carry.
And St. John's has to be very aware of James Gurley, seeing a lot of what we saw in the Super Bowl last year. The last game that these 2 teams played, James Gurley was a huge spark in the running game, and he comes right out this year, showing St. John's he's a year older, a year wiser, a year stronger, and a year faster.
1st and 10 Blue Devils at the Pioneer 35-yard line. O'Connor will break the huddle. Sends Noah Gray wide to the left. Short side right, Jake Elaine. Split backs in the backfield are Banch and Gurley. Out of the pistol snap, the give is for Banch. Takes it straight over the middle. Across the 35, moves the ball up to the 31-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play.
And Todd, I have to believe that if anything is going to be improved this year, I don't know how you can improve off back-to-back Super Bowls. It has to be the running game. They did not lose anything in the running game. I think they've picked up with having Neil under center now, that they actually have 4 running backs basically set up in the backfield at any given time. If they come out with all 2 or 3 of them all at once, the options are so numerous. I don't know how defense can plan for that.
Officially a gain of 4 for Banch, 2nd and 6. Pistol formation, Gurley directly behind O'Connor, Banch to his left, receiver on either side. High snap, fielded by O'Connor, given to Banch. He bounces it right to the outside across the 30, 25-yard line, and marked out of bounds at about the Pioneer 24. Plenty of yardage, good by about 1.5 yards for another Blue Devil first down. Gain of 8 for Banch.
And the offense just is continuing to keep it on the ground, just marching down the field, and no need to put it up in the air if the ground gain is successful, and we're seeing a lot of that right now.
Check of the time and temperature brought to you by Spatafor Oil, your home comfort specialist. Full service heating and cooling services online at spataforoil.com. 7:06 is our time. Looking at 65 degrees here at historic Doyle Field. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Meyer for WPKZ in simulcast with our friends at Leominster Access Television. We're happy to have you wherever you are. Whistles kill the play off the snaps. It's going to be a procedure call against the Blue Devils. First signal of the year from head referee Bill Goslin says a legal procedure against the Blue Devils. A 5-yard penalty, and it'll be 1st and 15.
We're about to see our first pass of the 2013 season. Mason Williams setting out in that screen position, that quick wide-out screen that Neil O'Connor is so familiar with being out there. Usually he was on the receiving end from Garrett, but I see they're going right back to what's their proven plays and just mixing and matching a little bit with new players.
6:25 left, quarter number 1. No score, Leominster and St. John's. The Blue Devils have possessed the football for the entirety of quarter number 1 thus far. Mason Williams checks in motion right to left, setting up trips to the left of the formation. Play action fake. O'Connor pulls it down, decides to scamper, throws a pass up into the flats. Diving attempt by Mason Williams, close, but incomplete. Pioneer head coach John Andrioli screaming there, Billy, he wanted grounding, but a nice job by Mason Williams to dive into the vicinity to make it look like he was the intended receiver.
Now Mason was in the area, although there was a lot of traffic out there. I think once again we're seeing a little added dimension. Neil O'Connor able to get away from the on-rushing defenders and avoid that sack, something that Garrett was not all that good at last year, although he did a very good job controlling the offense. Once again, we're seeing that added dimension, that extra speed that Neil O'Connor is bringing on the center.
We welcome the third member of our crew, Kate Meyer, to the broadcast. Kate, you've been the muted woman.
I have. Good evening, gentlemen. One thing that I've noticed, I don't know if you have a lot of high snaps right now between Nick Cordio and Neil O'Connor. We got to get that taken care of, clean that up.
Cordio certainly has played some at the center spot, but was not the starter last year. It's his first year at the full-time starting spot. Out of the gun, snap, a little option pitch out to the left for Gurley, takes it around the corner, gets it back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a mild gain. It will be 2nd down and a long 9.
Nice job by Gurley there just to turn the corner, though. Two on-rushing Pioneers had him kind of sectioned off there, but he made himself small by going sideways and slipped right between him and turned that into a positive play.
Man, it's my first missed call of the year, Billy. Probably won't be the last. That's a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down and 11 to go, just shy of the original line of scrimmage. Blue Devils cheering section begin their great migration as the Blue Devils have been migrating left to right across the field. They've had the opening drive and possessed the ball for now half of the first quarter. O'Connor rolls to his right, throw, flag flies behind the play. Pass was completed. That one to Jake Elaine across the 10-yard line, inside the 10 and about the 9, but there was a flag. Could potentially be in the area of offensive holding. It was thrown by one of the wing officials.
Another procedure call.
Signal is procedure against the Blue Devils. They allowed the play to continue, Billy, so I have to suspect this is an illegal formation. Must have had too many men in the backfield is going to be my guess.
Possibly, yeah, not enough men covered up on the line of scrimmage. It's something that's a problem you have early in the season, that you don't you're not fully aware of your positioning in relation to the line of scrimmage, and somebody might step back, but somebody has to cover up. I believe you need 7 on the line of scrimmage or within a certain yardage of the line of scrimmage, so you see some movement, but somebody has to be up there to take the movement's place.
Blue Devils' drive was flying left to right across the screen, and then all of a sudden now has slowed down quite a bit. 3rd down, and it looks like 16 to go. Connor, the snap, screen pass to Gurley. He juggled it, recovered it, came across the 30-yard line, spun off the defender, took on 5 all by himself, moved the ball across the 25, and no more.
You're not going to find a tougher 3 yards right there, but the time was off a little bit on that play, Todd, and the ball wasn't where he could get it in stride. By the time he was done juggling it, the Pioneers were all over him. Lucky to get 3 out of that. I wonder if we'll see the new kicking game come out here at some point, Todd. We see a new kicker on the roster, Christian Lewis. Allegedly, supposedly, according to coach, a pure kicker. So it's something that the Blue Devils haven't had the past couple of years.
We look forward to seeing what happens with him, but right now it'll be 4th down. 13 to go, the official mark. Ball at the 25-yard line. They need to get it inside the Pioneer 15 to the 13 for a 1st down. Blue Devils going for it on 4th down and 13 to go. O'Connor back to pass on 5 steps. A little bit of happy feet. Throws across to the center of the field. Pass is complete to Jake Elaine. Driven back, but the mark looks like, at least from my angle, he's got the 1st down, Billy, by about a half a yard.
A couple different spots there. I think he might be marked short. A little comebacker there. It depends where he planted his feet, and he is short, Todd.
Referee Billy Goslin steps up there, takes a look, no measurement, steps right up and says it's Pioneer football. Blue Devils have a great offensive drive, moved the chains 3 times, 2 penalties in the last set of downs, cost the Blue Devils a potential for points. They turn the ball over on downs. It'll be first down and 10 Pioneers inside their own 15-yard line.
And the biggest penalty was one that occurred on a potential first down, so nothing, no bigger drive killer than a penalty on a play that would have resulted in a first down.
That brings senior Drew Smiley into the quarterback spot for the St. John's Pioneers. They are certainly looking to avenge 4 straight losses to the Blue Devils over 2 seasons, 2 of them Super Bowl losses. Smiley, first pass complete, coming out to the right side at the 20-yard line. Nice catch made there by Davin Jones.
And if there's one thing we saw last year, Todd, Drew Smiley's not afraid to throw the ball. It looks like he's grown about 6 inches, a little better view of what's going on downfield, and they're running out of that spread offense nonstop, 4 wide usually. We're going to see a lot of that.
Second down, 3 to go. Back to pass, Smiley fields a low snap, swings it out to his right and Shane Combs. Blue Devil defense closes on him, drops him for a loss on the play. Loss of at least 5, maybe more.
Matt Banch back there in the backfield with a handful of shirt and did not let go. Nice shirt tackle there and dragged him down with a nice spin move.
Billy, one of the things I've been talking to Coach a lot about this year is this new defense looks leaner. They look leaner and faster to the ball.
I agree. You know, there's not a lot of beef there, but you know, if you can get to the ball, you gang tackle, that's just as effective.
On 3rd and 11, the shotgun snap. Smiley back to pass, flips it out to the right, complete to the running back Shane Combs on the screen, bounces it to the right side across the 20, 25, across the 30, and hauled down at the Pioneer 35-yard line. A first down for the Pioneers in their first drive.
And right away, we're seeing the tackling problems that the coach alluded to in the coach's corner. You know, you don't tackle during exhibition or practice, and a little bit of that right there.
Running the hurry up. Smiley already back to pass on 1st and 10. One-on-one coverage down the right sideline. Pass is long, out of the reach of its intended receiver, TJ Kelly. He had one-on-one coverage from Tyler Viette for the Blue Devils, Billy, but Viette didn't know where the football was.
No, and Viette got turned around looking for the ball, and the receiver broke free. Good thing for the Blue Devils that pass was about 3 yards too long, because that definitely had 6 written all over it.
Stops the clock temporarily. 2 minutes, 35 seconds left in this, the first quarter. No score. Leominster and St. John's here from historic Doyle Field, week 1 of the 2013 season. Snap, Smiley fakes to hand up to Combs, calls his own number, takes it straight up the gut, across the 39-yard line up to about the 40 of the Pioneers. Gets about half of that. He'll have 3rd and 5.
Good solid 5-6 yard carry right there. And that's one thing Smiley does well. He's a big, strong quarterback. He sees the field well, but he's not afraid to take it up the middle.
Hurry up offense, 3rd down, 5 to go. Smiley in the gun again with 4 receivers spread out. Smiley back to pass, safety valve, screen complete to Combs. Nice job by the Blue Devil defense to get in there and snip that one out. Mike Exeris closes for the big tackle.
And he came flying in, and that was a textbook tackle right there. Go low, take the legs out. Don't try to wrap them up high and then have them bounce off you. Nice job of tackling right there by Mike Exeris.
Loss of about 3 on the play will bring up 4th down, 7 to go. Under 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Pioneers will drop back into a punt formation. Shane Combs will do the punting, standing at his own 24-yard line.
Nice defensive stand there by the Blue Devils.
Neil O'Connor back to return. Muffed the snap, tackled and taken down by the Blue Devils. Blue Devils beneficiaries of a big mistake by Shane Combs, the punter. He got a ground ball snap, then he misplayed it. Nice tackle by the Blue Devils in the backfield, and they'll take back over, Billy.
And that was
down and 10 at the Pioneer 21-yard line.
Matt Banch blowing in there, going after the ball, not just standing around on what is usually a routine punt. And as soon as there was a fumble on the snap there by Shane Combs, he was all over him. You know, Combs tried to get outside, use some of his speed, but Banch was having none of it.
First down and 10 Blue Devils, the Pioneer 21-yard line. They've won the field position game. With now 1.5 minutes left here in the first quarter, still no score. Leominster and St. John's right here on WPKZ. Joined in simulcast by our friends at Leominster Access Television as well. O'Connor, the snap, triple option, handed it straight up the middle for Banch. Banch hauling and dragging across the 15 and up to about the 11-yard line. Gain of about 8 on the play. It will be 2nd and 2.
You know, we called Banch's number 2 or 3 times in that defensive stand, and they don't waste any time going back to him on offense. It's almost like you're rewarding him. You helped us with that defensive stand. Now we're going to give you the ball. Let's turn it into 6 points here.
Well, may have been a little more than that, Bill. Referee Bill Goslin asked for the chains to come in from the far side. Gives us our first chance to breathe.
I remember that hurry-up offense by the St. John's. As soon as I was like, I can't keep up.
I was going to say, Kate, you had 7 weeks to practice for this last year. Thank the MIA for this all-new playoff format. Now a 7-week regular season. St. John's and Leominster, week 1 of the year nothing like starting, right out of the frying pan and into the fire.
I agree 100%. I mean, this is what we left off with up at Fitchburg State last year. Remember in the snowstorm, they still scored 40 plus, but 42 to 34, I believe the score was. Non-stop action up and down the field, and neither one of them take their foot off the pedal.
It's the only snowstorm, Billy, I remember ever losing 15 pounds in. That press box had to be 1,000 degrees that day.
I agree, but it was a happy 15-pound loss.
Second and short to go. The Devils bring in an I formation. O'Connor under center for the first time. The snap drives straight forward, following his center, Nick Cordio. Up and across the 10-yard line to about the 9. Should be good enough for a Blue Devil first down, first and goal, with a minute left here in the first quarter.
And they umpile, and I believe they are moving the chains. If he stayed outside, he got inside the 10, so it's going to be first and goal. Pretty much a full 10 yards to reach the end zone.
The whiteboard's out.
Hold on now.
Defensive coordinator Charlie Raff already talking to his defense, trying to figure out what matchups they might have to adjust to.
Extra class time.
No question about that. I formation behind O'Connor is Banch and then Gurley. They fake the hand off the bench. O'Connor rolls out, quarterback option across the 5, taken down at about the 3-yard line. It'll be second down and goal with 3 to go. Nice job there to slant off the right side, and I think we're going to see more of that. You know, we saw Garrett try to run that last year, but he wasn't quite as fleet of foot as Neil is, and it's going to be much more successful. We're probably going to see more of that read option type slide down the line with more keepers. Second down, goal to go from the Pioneer 3-yard line. Blue Devils have certainly held time of possession. They've possessed the ball in 2 drives for the majority of this first quarter. O'Connor the snap, fake the hand up the bench, kept it himself, tried to go to the right, was hit immediately and driven back. Linebacker Alex Pappas got in there for the first hit and then cleaned up by the rest of the Pioneers. Yeah, nothing there on that one. And, you know, Neil maybe should want to spread that around a little bit. Don't be so quick to pull it out of Matt Banch's belly there. He's shown that he can bust it up between the tackles, so I think that's probably the way to go. And that is the end of quarter number 1. It was electric. We've waited, all of about a month for the first week of the season. Quarter number 1 is gone. 1 quarter of the books here from Doyle Field with the score. Leominster nothing, St. John's nothing. More to come. You're listening to Leominster High School football on WPKZ, AM 1280 and 105.3 FM. For our friends at Leominster Access Television, we thank you so much for joining us. This is the first time we get a chance to address you due to some technical difficulties we had on the radio side, so we thank you so very much for joining us for the 4th season of Leominster High School football on WPKZ, but also for about the 12th season, 13th season of Leominster High School football on LATV. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Meyer, happy to have you along with us. One of the benefits of watching the games live on TV, Billy, is you will get the extra insider coverage. When we break on the radio side, we're going to continue the conversation and analysis for our viewers at home on television. You know, and I think as far as a little insight of what we've seen in the first quarter, we didn't see a lot of substitution. So I'm wondering if that's going to play out as the game goes on. You know, we talked about Coach worried about dehydration and the heat and humidity down on the field. It's not that hot up here, but probably 10 to 15 degrees difference down there. We'll have to see how that plays out as the game progresses. People underestimate how warm field turf really is, or this SportX surface that's out there. It's basically plastic that's then filled with plastic, and of course it will begin to radiate heat as the night goes on.
And rubber.
And rubber. Yes, rubber as well. Plastic, rubber. Old koosh balls, they're also included there. I'm already enjoying this extra coverage on LATV. Blue Devils have the ball. 3rd down and goal to go. Once again, a high snap. Third and goal for the Blue Devils. Shotgun formation for O'Connor. High snap, he fields it, takes it straight over the middle, following Cordio back to the line and no more. No gain on the play. It'll bring up 4th down and goal for the Blue Devils from the Pioneer 5-yard line as we welcome you back on WPKZ. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Meyer. Second quarter action underway here from Doyle Field. And it doesn't look like we're going to see an appearance of the new place kicker just as of yet, Todd, but maybe we'd like to get 6 and then have them place kick for an extra point. Timeout on the field taken by the Blue Devils. It's a 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it right here as it will just be a 30-second timeout. 10:24 left here in the first quarter. Leominster nothing, St. John's nothing. Happy to have you along with us here as we kick off the 2013 season. It's been crazy, very busy start to the year. Blue Devils are now going right to left here in the second quarter. They are wearing the home blues trimmed with white helmets, royal blue stripes down the center, and they've got the royal blue trim down the side of the white pants. Pioneers are wearing the road whites, red helmets with a white face mask, red trim on the numerals, and down the sides of the pants as well. We've gotten all the technical stuff in because I'll tell you, that pregame going into then the first quarter, Bill, I don't know that we've got a chance to breathe.
I was thinking the same thing.
On the Blue Devil timeout. 4th and goal from the Pioneer 5. Second time the Blue Devils will go for it on 4th down. O'Connor fakes it, an option pitch out to Gurley left side. Race for the pylon in the corner. He leaps! He is in! Touchdown Blue Devils! James Gurley on the option pitch from Neil O'Connor gets the left edge and goes flying into the end zone.
And that was all James Gurley. He was about to be tackled back about the 15-yard line. He just outraced 3 or 4 defenders, had that corner pylon in his eyes, and there was no stopping him. Turned on the afterburners.
10:15 left in the first quarter. It's Blue Devils 6, Pioneers nothing. Extra point coming up with Christian Lewis. Lewis getting his first time, a pure kicker from what we're told. Snapped the ball on the tee, Lewis the kick, a hard line drive, and missed wide to the left. As the teams come back up the field, the score, Leominster 6, St. John's nothing, 10:15 left in the first quarter. You're listening to Leominster High School football on WPKZ, AM 1280 and 105.3 FM. Continuing along for our listeners and viewers on Leominster Access Television. Billy, what a great touchdown play. Gurley gets the edge. 6 points for the Blue Devils. Kicking game with Christian Lewis. Well, 1 kick opportunity. I don't think Coach has quite got that figured out yet.
No, but you know, it's you can't look at just that one little negative. I mean, the kicking game has never been a factor the last 2 or 3 years. We've seen them go for a lot of 2-point conversions. But I got to guess that Coach Palazzi saw something on that first set, called timeout, decided to put Gurley in there, use his speed. They went for a little toss sweep, and it worked to perfection. A lot of room on this side. They came to the wide side of the field. He used every inch of it.
Tonight's simulcast on Leominster Access Television will be available anytime online via LTV's Media On Demand, online at leominster.tv. To thank those of you that are joining us on Leominster Access Television, Comcast 8, Verizon Channel 34 here in the city of Leominster.
We see Christian Lewis getting a chance at his first kickoff, so we'll see how he fares here.
As we welcome you back on WPKZ, Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Meyer. Blue Devils with the ball on the tee. Christian Lewis, yes, with that first opportunity to kick the ball off right to left from the 40-yard line to our right. Lewis on the approach, sends a screamer down the center of the field. Will be returned for the Pioneers from their own 24-yard line. On the return, getting the edge, far side, it's Davin Jones. He's in a race down the left side. He had only the kicker to beat, and Christian Lewis laid down like a speed bump and got wiped out.
Actually, I think that was Jake Lane out there that put himself down on the ground. But whatever, at least they were able to bring down the kick returner there, Davin Jones, and it looked like he was off to the races down the sideline. Have to take a look, see if we can't catch the replay here. But I think that was Jake Lane that gave himself up on the ground and then allowed the tackle to happen from behind.
An inadvertent flag flew on the play. Referee Bill Gosling just waved his flag in the air to say there is no penalty on the play. 10:05 left, quarter number 2. Leominster 6, St. John's nothing. Pioneers big return from Davin Jones as they go left to right across your radio dials. That would be right to left across your TV screens if you're joining us on Leominster Access Television. First down, 10 to go. On the snap, back to pass. Smiley rolls out to his right. He's going to tuck and run for the corner. Across the 40-yard line, up to the 35, and driven down Jay Valera on the tackle, joined by a host of Blue Devils, including Eric Peltola, the defensive end.
Nice job by the Pioneer offensive line there, giving Drew Smiley all day to look downfield, but the coverage was there, so he ended up having to tuck and run. Ended up with only about a 3-yard gain.
Second down, 7 to go. Ball at the Blue Devil 35-yard line. 4 receivers spread out wide. Smiley back to pass with some time. Rolls out to his left, throws on the run, across the center of the field. O'Connor backs it, diving attempt at it, but it's an incomplete pass. Neil O'Connor with a nice job to get up and knock the ball down. A flag is down, Bill, right around the area where Drew Smiley got hit at around the 41-yard line. It was thrown by referee Bill O'Connor.
We might see a personal foul here.
That's the signal, personal foul, roughing the passer against the Blue Devils. It'll be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
That's going to move the ball deep into the Blue Devil territory. You know, once again, nice job by the Pioneers offensive line, giving Drew Smiley all day to look downfield, and a leaping defensive play by Neil O'Connor. Stop 6 right there.
Although that was a 15-yard penalty, right now the Blue Devils only have 25 yards of penalties for the entire first half of the game. First game of the season. The only downfall, St. John's has 0 yardage in penalties so far.
Coach Palazzi mentioned it all week in the TV version of the Coach's Corner. Mental errors, mistakes, turnovers, those could be the difference in these two teams. Hotly contested action. The last mental error could be the difference in the ball game. Smiley on first down and 10 to go from the Blue Devil 20. Snap to give for Devon Jones. Takes it straight up the center of the field across the 10 down to the 5-yard line. It'll be first down and goal for the Pioneers as he picked up a quick 12 yards.
Nice job by the Pioneers offensive line that time to open up some holes for that running game right up the middle. And big game there by Devon Jones.
First down, goal to go from the Blue Devil 5-yard line. Hurry up offense of the Pioneers in full force. Jones is in the backfield as the running back, joined by the quarterback Smiley in the gun. The snap to give to Jones, bounces it to the left side. Rack tackle by Matt Banch, who is in the backfield. Billy, right now the defensive front for the Blue Devils. The 3 down linemen, the 4 linebackers. Seems like they're in the Pioneer huddle. They get through right off that snap very quickly.
Well, they are, but in the running game, they're reading the running game well. But in the passing game, they're not putting much pressure on Drew Smiley, and that could come back to burn him as this game goes on.
Empty set, 5 out wide. Quick pass out to the left from Smiley, short of its intended target and incomplete. Nick Calvano, the intended receiver.
Uncharacteristic bad pass there by Drew Smiley. Basically threw it into the ground. The receiver had no chance to catch that.
We've seen this Blue Devil migration in their student section, Bill, going throughout the 2 Super Bowl runs. The migration is already started in week number 1. Hundreds of students going left to right, right to left across the screen.
You didn't hear about that? That's the phys ed cardio plan.
And painted up and representing the blue.
Smiley in the gun, the snap takes it straight up the middle, untouched to the end zone. Touchdown Pioneers.
Pioneers waste no time coming back and answering with a drive of their own off of that big kickoff return. Ties the score up here pending the extra point. They could take the lead.
8:29 left in the second quarter. We're tied at 6. Leominster and St. John's. Extra point coming up. Jack Coveney, the kicker, a returning kicker, a junior. Kicked as a sophomore last year for the Pioneers. Will handle the kicking. Camden Murphy does the holding. Flag flies, ball is down, kick is up from Coveney, and it is good. Pending the flag came from the wing official on the far side. Offsides against the Blue Devils. They can take the point and the lead, or they can go for a re-kick. The offsides against the Blue Devils is declined. Extra point is good. 8:29 left in the second quarter. The score: St. John's 7, Leominster 6. You're listening to Leominster High School football on WPKZ, AM 1280 and 105.3 FM. For our viewers on Leominster Access Television, we continue along, and Bill, the Pioneers got the benefit of great field position, and they struck after a great return to open the drive from Devon Jones.
Big kickoff return put them in great field position. Of course, the penalty, roughing the passer, led to that first down, kept that drive alive, and Kate talked about penalties. One penalty on the Blue Devil side cost them a first down on their drive. The penalty on the St. John's side that they committed gave St. John's a first down, so they got to watch these penalties. There might not be many, but they still can be very hurtful.
It's a 38-yard Pioneer drive in 1 minute and 30 seconds. A 7-yard touchdown keeper by Drew Smiley. And then the extra point by Coveney, and the Pioneers have the lead 7-6. 8:29 left here in the second quarter. Coveney with the ball on the tee at the 40-yard line to our left. Coveney on the approach, the low line drive kick goes to one of the up men. It's Tyler Bayette. He'll field the ball and dive on it. The Blue Devils will have the football. First down and 10 at their own 28-yard line. So we welcome you back on WPKZ AM 1280 and 105.3 FM. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Meyer. Leominster and St. John's. Pioneers with a 7-6 lead. 8:26 left here in the first half. Until one thing for the Devils. One time of possession back. That's the ball for the majority of this first half. They're now trailing by 1.
But we've seen this in the St. John's offense. They can strike quick and they can strike often. That hurry-up offense, no huddle. I think every play's been run out of the gun. We haven't seen Smiley up under center yet.
They run a ton of plays in a given season. I don't know if that's a technical term, but that certainly says it.
Works for me.
First down and 10 for the Blue Devils. Ball located at their own 28-yard line. Snap to O'Connor. Play action fake. The double move looking for freshman Noah Gray. Out of his reach and incomplete. Freshman Noah Gray, Billy, he's a great story. He's from Gardner originally, now attending Leominster High School. And here's the best part. He's a 6'3", 190-pound freshman. When I first saw him was after the Auburn scrimmage. I was walking off the field behind Coach Palazzi. He was talking to Noah Gray. Gray is taller than Coach Palazzi is. He's also broader than Coach Palazzi is. That's how a freshman is starting on the varsity team.
He's towering over everybody in the huddle, that's for sure. And he's still growing, I'm quite sure.
O'Connor the snap on second down, option pitch to the left for Gurley, turns the corner across the 30 and up to the 32-yard line. Gain of about 3 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down and 7.
You know, that Gurley turned that into a 7-yard gain, Todd, but I have to tell you that option pitch did not look that smooth, a little choppy, a little hesitation there by Neil O'Connor, whether you should actually pitch it or not. Something they're going to have to work on because, you know, Neil is basically a wide receiver, safety who's now forced into playing full-time quarterback based on the graduation and his experience there, but they still need to work on that.
During his sophomore year, he had the opportunity to play quarterback for the Blue Devils as part of a Wildcat package while he was also playing wide receiver. So certainly familiar with the position. On 3rd down, out of the gun, on the snap, rolls out to his right, throws a strike complete to Jake Elaine across the Blue Devil 40 at the 41-yard line. That'll move the sticks to the Blue Devils 1st down and 10 at their own 41.
Nice little curl pattern there by Jake Elaine. He's coming back to the ball just enough. Knew where that 1st down marker was, went about 3 yards past it. Caught the ball at about 1 to 2 yards past it, but good enough to get his feet down, and that's where they give him the possession, move the sticks.
You speak about those the fluidity behind the line of scrimmage with the quarterback and the center. It's something we generally take for granted. I mean, we never really talked about that in the last few years, and I think that's kind of a veteran quarterback, and I think we'll see Neil and the center clean that up as time goes by.
I think Neil needs the ball right in his hands, and that just throws the timing off. The ruts again right there.
Ground ball snap fielded by O'Connor, rolls out to the left, throws on the run, complete to Jarrell Addo across the 45-yard line and down to about the 49. Gain of about 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down and 1 to go. And for the first time in 2013, Jarrell Addo's got a little contact, Billy, and of course he's playing the tight end position this year, back inside from that outside wide receiver position.
And I think they want to use his size, and maybe he can get a mismatch with his speed and size from inside, get him on a linebacker, and use that inside of the field, kind of like a Wes Welker type with size. So we'll see how that matchup plays out during the season.
Blue Devils marching right to left across your radio dial. 2nd down, 1 to go, an I formation, the snap. And off to Matt Banch from the fullback spot. He's got midfield, the 45, 40, across the Pioneer 40, and down to the 42-yard line. 1st down for the Blue Devils on a gain of 14 from the fullback, Matt Bench.
Nice bust up the middle. You know, and I spoke a little too soon earlier when I was talking about the 3 running backs with Rivera, Gurley, and Williams, but Bench is listed as a fullback, and he's getting a lot of action. Quick hitters up the middle and making the most of them.
We're so happy to have you wherever you are at AM 1280 and 105.3 FM. We're also streaming live online via our all-new WPKZ.net website. Check it out. A brand new website up there for you to enjoy and live streaming of the ball game as well. O'Connor, a snap on 1st down, play action fake, throw is short. Addo makes the effort to get underneath it. The referees converge.
I think they're going to give it to him.
They're going to call it a catch.
They're going to give it to him. Pretty much the same play. The ball just wasn't put there in a convenient position for Addo to catch and run, but nice job to get his arms under the ball, and they're giving him that catch, about a 6-yard gain.
Coach John Andrioli, I don't know that he's really sure. He seems stunned that it was called a catch, but it's a 7-yard gain. The official that's on Andrioli's sideline, he's giving me, I don't know, what are you yelling at me? I'm on this side of the field.
I saw the same thing you did, nothing.
7-6 St. John's lead, 5:10 left here in the 1st half. 2nd down, 3 to go. Williams comes left to right across the formation. Gets the handoff, round the right side he goes, across the 30-yard line, down to the Pioneer 25. Good for another Blue Devil 1st down at the Pioneer 24-yard line.
You know, just to expand a little bit on what Kate picked up earlier, the center to Neil O'Connor exchange, that ball was right in his arms, chest high. There was no break in the flow of that, and the ball was right in Mason Williams' chest as he ran by, and it turned into a nice game in the 1st down.
And both of your points, Kate and Bill, are spot on, because timing is key to a lot of these patterns in this spread, multiple formation offense. If that snap puts the timing off on the play, as Coach Palazzi says, that's one of those little mental mistakes that can screw up your offense.
Especially when your motion guy is directly involved in the play.
Flag flies from the back judge. That one took too long to get in from the sideline. And Leominster High School head coach Dave Palazzi, he's a little bit bent out of shape. Doesn't think he quite got his full 40 seconds on that one.
And you know he's got an internal clock. He doesn't need his own stopwatch. And I'm quite sure one of the coaches probably have one there too.
5-yard penalty on the play. It'll be 1st and 15 with the ball back to the Pioneer 29-yard line.
I can't say it enough. It's remarkable that St. John's still has 0 yards in penalties. We're almost at halftime. Leominster Blue Devils are up to 30, and yes, Dave Palazzi, not a happy camper.
And he just got a warning. He was out at the hash marks.
He was in the huddle almost, and we've seen that before. You know, he's very animated.
Not allowed to be inside the numbers if you work on either sideline. An I formation with O'Connor under center. Double fake. He's going to roll naked to the left side. Throw across the middle of the field looking for Banch in double coverage. Hit him in the hands, but the ball falls incomplete. Banch is slow to get up. He appears frustrated more than anything else.
Sandwiched between, it looks like Alex Pappas and Pat Ryan there on defense, and you're slow to get up and unable to hold on to that ball.
Now, Bill, those linebacking cores, that 4-man linebacking core of Pappas, Howard, McMahon, and Norton, that's a small truck that they have right there in the middle of their formation.
Yeah, and if you're going to hit somebody on the fly there, you got to make sure you put him in a good position, or you're going to Neil's going to get somebody hurt. Otherwise, you know, that truck is coming at him.
2nd down, 15 to go. Shotgun formation for O'Connor. Gurley's in the backfield with him. Pair of receivers to the left, single one to the short side right. O'Connor back to pass, happy feet, but gets the pass off complete to the slot receiver Williams. Across the 20-yard line and down at the 18. Recovers the penalty, positive yards of about 7 on top. Call it a 12-yard gain. Ball now inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 3 to go.
Yeah, that play covered a lot of yardage and got that penalty plus some back. Nice job by Mason Williams there. We saw that last year. His inexperience, he put the ball on the ground a couple times trying too hard, but a year older, a year stronger, he's got those quick feet, and we're going to see a lot of him.
And he'll be used less in the backfield as a running back and more as a slot receiver in the spread formation. I backfield is Banch, and then Eddie Rivera seeing his first action. The fake to Banch, keeper for O'Connor, takes it straight forward toward the 15-yard line. Referees come right in along the 15. They needed just over the 15 and about the 14 and a half for the Pioneers for a first down.
The left foot, right foot spot there. I don't know which one they get.
Referee Billy Goslin will come in to check out the measurement. They're going to bring the sticks in from the far side, stopping the clock with 3 minutes, 29 seconds left here in half number 1. St. John's 7 and Leominster 6. And Kate, it's been a busy day for the Blue Devils offense.
Yeah, right now we got about a 50-50 split between attempts in the air and on the run game. Right now, Neil has attempted passes to 6 different receivers. He's completed them to 4 different receivers, and we got 50 yards of offense via the air.
They stretch out the chains, and the Blue Devils are short by about a half a yard, so they will get the spot. 4th down and a half yards to go. They need to move the ball to the Pioneer 14.5 yard line. The Blue Devils have gone for it on 4th down on 2 occasions today, Kate, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they are 1 for 2.
I believe that's correct.
And I think the one was successful was a keeper by Neil O'Connor, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him put his head down here and try to bury his way for a yard.
4.5 yard to go. Full house wishbone backfield behind O'Connor. Doesn't matter. Snaps, takes it straight forward, follows the center Nick Cordio, falls across the 15-yard line and actually gets up to about the 13, gets it by a full yard, and it's 1st down and 10 Blue Devils at the Pioneer 13-yard line.
Nice job by St. John's to jam up the middle there, but Neil had his head up and he saw a little opening, slid off to the left side of the center, and was able to pick up the 1st down yardage plus more.
Clock winds down to about 3 minutes left unofficially here in the first half. A 7-6 Pioneer lead. Happy to have you along with us tonight on your home for Leominster High School football. WPKZ AM 1280 and 105.3 FM. Joined in simulcast by our friends at Leominster Access Television. Blue Devils moving right to left, attacking the goal to our left. Snap, play action fake for O'Connor. He throws, and the ball is batted down, incomplete. Jeff Domingo, the defensive end, Billy, got his hands up as he came across the line. Very important for a defensive lineman.
Big player, and I'm looking at Jeff Domingo, and he's got the highest helmet out there, and he used his height to his advantage. Got his hands up, and that's what a defensive lineman will do out there in the end. You got to get your hands up in those passing zones.
The Pioneers, Domingo, a senior defensive end, 6'4", 195, and you're correct, Billy, he's the tallest man on the sheet.
And he used his height to his advantage there, because if that ball's lofted over his outstretched hands, that probably goes for 6.
2nd down, 10 to go. O'Connor sets up the spread offense. Split backs in the backfield, Banch directly to his left. Behind him in this pistol is Gurley. Gurley gets the option pitch coming to the left. Gurley stood up at the line of scrimmage with nowhere to go. Loses a couple of yards on the play. Ball moved back to the Pioneer 15, loss of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 12.
And I think we saw a little breakdown in the timing on that, Todd. The pitch wasn't right where Gurley could get it on the run. He kind of had to jump for it. That split second allows a quick defense like St. John's has to close on, especially when you're working on the short side of the field. You don't have time to put moves on. You need to get that corner cleanly, and that didn't happen that time.
A gorgeous night on week 1 of the season. A cloudless sky. The moon is high above Doyle Field. A full house, Bill, on both sides tonight here. A packed crowd here at Doyle Field for week 1 of the 2013 season. Leominster and St. John's, they've been treated to a dandy thus far. 7-6 Pioneer lead, 2 minutes left here in the first half. On 3rd down, O'Connor back to pass out of the gun, rolls, gets out of the reach of Domingo, and O'Connor's going to make something out of nothing. Cuts back across the field to the left side, to the pylon. He is in! Touchdown, Blue Devils! Neil O'Connor, Billy, escapes the grasp all of the 6'4" Jeff Domingo and reverses field to rip off a 16-yard touchdown run for the Blue Devils.
And he was all attacked by Jeff Domingo. He had a handful of jersey, but Neil used his quickness to shake his way out of that and then just sprinted across the field, across the hash mark, used his speed, and once again, angling for that pylon, he used every inch of real estate he had out there to beat the defense.
Blue Devils regain the lead, 48 left here in the first half. Leominster 12, St. John's 7. Blue Devils will go for 2 here in an attempt to get those numbers, Billy, back into proportion.
Trying to get that point back that they lost on that first missed extra point.
O'Connor not in the quarterback position here. Nick Exaris is in the quarterback spot. O'Connor wandered into the field late. He was supposed to be a wide receiver, and the Blue Devils botched the formation. They got too many men out there. So the Blue Devils will take a timeout. Tried a little trickeration for the first time here in 2013, and
it didn't work. So let's just say it didn't work. But you know, that's a timeout that you can't carry over, so hey, you might as well use it and get things straight.
Coming up at the half here on WPKZ, we'll have an update around the world from ABC News. Also a full stat recap of half number 1 with Bill and Kate. Kate will also update the halftime scoreboard around the region and a preview from second half action. We'll also catch a little bit of the Leominster High School Band and more on this opening night of the 2013 season. For those of you that are joining us on Leominster Access Television at the half, you're going to see the performance from the Leominster High School Band, and also you're going to see a ceremony honoring longtime legendary baseball coach Emil Johnson step down at the end of the 2013 season for the Blue Devils, and he will be honored here at halftime by his former players and his succeeding head coach, Rich Barnaby, who's taken over the baseball program here in Leominster.
And well-deserved, 30-plus years of coaching. I'm not sure the numbers, close to 800 wins or something like that, but 600 for sure. But a great career and well-deserving honor coming up at halftime.
It is take 2 for the Blue Devils coming out of the timeout. Following their touchdown run from O'Connor, Nick Exaris goes under center with Banch in the backfield. The snap, Exaris double fake, now rolls out wide open is Jarrell Addo from the tight end spot, makes the catch, 2-point conversion is good. Nick Exaris, the backup quarterback, hit him with a strike.
3 different forms of trickery there, and next thing you know, here comes Jarrell Addo wide open.
1:48 left in the first half. The score, Leominster 14 and St. John 7. You're listening to Leominster High School football on WPKZ, AM 1280 and 105.3 FM. Continuing along for our friends on Leominster Access Television. Bill, you're absolutely right. 3 different forms of trickeration. You've got Nick Exaris, the backup quarterback, under center. Neil O'Connor slot to the right. They fake to 2 running backs in the backfield, including O'Connor coming on an end-around sweep, and they throw a cute little pass to Jarrell Addo, who's wide open on the right side of the end zone.
And I think Jarrell lining up tight, I think that's what he's going to give the offense. He's going to slide out unprotected. He's going to beat the linebacker out there. And, you know, we wondered if Nick Exaris was even going to see the field. We knew there was a quarterback competition. Kind of Neil probably had the inside line on it, but we saw right now that they're going to get Nick out there, and he's going to be productive.
1:48 left here, half number 1. Leominster 14, St. John 7. Christian Lewis, the new kicker for the Blue Devils, has the ball on the T 40-yard line to our right. Lewis on the approach, kick is away, end over end it goes, a ground ball in front of Calvano. He'll field it on the 1-hop, come across the 20, the 25, and haul down shy of the 30. Extracurricular activity, pushing, shoving, guys grabbing at face masks. Referee on the near side will throw a flag. That's Dave Douglas, the line judge on that one. And he'll have a call for a personal foul. We'll see if they offset.
See which way this goes. We got an injured player on the field too, number 32, come up out of that pile limping. I'm not sure if it's an ankle or his knee, but that would be looking quickly here. Vindone comes out of that pile injured.
That Blue Devil is down on the near side, near the numbers. Players take a knee on the near sideline. That's going to slow action up a little bit with this injury. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more. You're listening to Leominster High School football on WPKZ.
Looks like the Blue Devils are going to be having a penalty marched off, and I believe it's going to be a 15-yarder here.
Yeah, 15-yard personal foul, Billy. Vindone is the player down for the Blue Devils as they try to help him up along the near side. They will get him up. The 15-yard penalties for a personal foul at the end of the play, and so it will be Pioneer football. That's going to give the Pioneers field position. As we welcome back our friends here on WPKZ, Todd Robinson, Bill Thomas, and Kate Meyer. A 15-yard penalty marched off against the Blue Devils. Vindone, the injured Blue Devil, taken off to the near sideline. After they marched off the 15-yard penalty, it's first down and 10 for the Pioneers at their own 43-yard line. The Blue Devils scattered on the near sideline. Coach Palazzi takes a full timeout. We'll take it as well. 1:39 left in the first half. Leominster 14, St. John 7. You're listening to Leominster High School football on WPKZ. Billy, as we continue along here for our friends on Leominster Access Television, a lot of chaos going on. An injury, a lot of coaches on the field. People are screaming to get back. A little bit of disorganization. Leominster's up 7, but it definitely looks like we've won out on the field. Well, I got to tell you, one thing that's not missing in this game is emotion. Tons of emotion on both sides of the ball. We've seen some penalties because of it, and I don't think that's going to subside as the first half winds down here and we continue into the second half. Welcome back to historic Doyle Field. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Meyer for WPKZ and LATV. After the Blue Devil timeout, first down and 10 Pioneers off the kickoff and the 15-yard penalty from their own 43-yard line. Smiley the snap, stripped from behind, loose football. Blue Devils are the first to it. They dive on top of it. Eric Peltola, the defensive end, dives on the loose football alertly, and it's Blue Devil football at midfield. And that ball just squirted out. That play was really going nowhere, but somebody got a hand in there from behind, and that ball was just snapped out of the running back. I'm not sure if that was that Devon Jones on the carry? I didn't see who had the carry there. Didn't have the ball long enough to matter. Didn't have the ball long enough to matter, you're right, but and alertly covered there by the Blue Devils defense. Eric Patola quickly on that fumble. Nice job getting on the ball and corralling it and keeping possession. Patola recovers the loose football. First down and 10 at the Blue Devil 48-yard line. Minute and a half left unofficially here in the second quarter. It's 14-7 Leominster. Chance to build their lead going into the half. They'll kick to open the second half of action. O'Connor back to pass on 5 steps, looks up the seam, throws a strike to a leaping Noah Gray. The freshman hauls in his first catch as a member of the Blue Devils. Not only hauls in his first catch, but in traffic, using his height to his advantage. And I'm willing to guess that that's not going to be the last time we see that type of play. We got the height to use it, and he's shown he's got hands already. Gray, the 6'3", 190-pound freshman, starting with the varsity program at wide receiver. Split backs in the backfield behind O'Connor in a pistol formation. Eddie Rivera will dot, Bance to the left. On the draw, handoff for Rivera, his first carry at 2013. Straight up the middle, across the 40, up to the 35-yard line and no more. Gain of 5 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 5. Nice little 5-yard play, and we should mention Eddie Rivera, I believe, was Geraldo Rivera's younger brother. Is that who? Cousin. A cousin of a former star. Eddie was a former student of mine. I should know that. He'll yell at me later. O'Connor on a 3-step strike thrown across the middle to Jake Elaine, across the 20-yard line and down at the 18. Blue Devils saying, St. John's, you can run the hurry up. So can we. We can too, and get ready. With a quick strike to Jake Elaine. Get ready for that slant, and O'Connor hit him right in stride there and went for a nice first down, about a 15-yard gain at least. An 18-yard slant, O'Connor to Elaine. Timeout on the field taken by the Blue Devils. Just a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. 36 seconds left here in the first half. Leominster 14, St. John 7. And Billy, as I was mentioning, that turnover is huge. The Blue Devils didn't have possession of the football. Likely they weren't going to have the last drive of the first half after scoring. And then they were going to kick to open the second half. You get the fumble recovered by Peltola, chance to pad your lead going into halftime, and then kick the ball off.
Yeah, exactly right, Todd. And I think that was a nice defensive timeout that we saw prior to that fumble, because the Blue Devils were not ready to play defense at that time.
Now, certainly discombobulated after the injury and then the penalty. Coach Palazzi alertly takes the timeout to slow down the action. First down and 10 for the Blue Devils inside the Pioneer 20-yard line at the 18. O'Connor back to pass, looks straight up the center of the field, finds a lane coming across the end zone. Touchdown, Blue Devils!
And I think we're going to see a lot more of that. Jake Elaine on the receiving end of a strike from Neil O'Connor in stride between defenders. And there's no stopping that kind of connection, Todd.
Back-to-back inside slants. This one in the end zone, a 17-yard strike. O'Connor finds Jake Elaine. 20-7 is Leominster's lead. 30 seconds left unofficially here in the half. Blue Devils will go for 2.
And a nice way to convert that turnover into some points here as the half winds down. You know, nothing worse would have been to have St. John's march down and then get the ball. You hit it on the head, and the Blue Devils come right back at him.
2-point attempt coming up. O'Connor at the quarterback spot with Rivera to his left. Snap, they fake the end around. O'Connor called his own number, dragged a few defenders with him, and not going to go nowhere. Flags fly at the end of the play. Coach Palazzi is pumping his fist. He thinks it's going to go in Leominster's favor. They might get another shot at the 2-point conversion attempt, but we're going to await the signal.
Get them a little closer, half the distance. And once again, just to expand upon what Kate said, that snap timing is not there. I think that play was supposed to go to Jake Elaine coming across in motion, but that split second, he was already by Neil O'Connor by the time he recovered the ball. Neil had no choice but to keep it.
The personal foul came at the end of the play, so it will be enforced on the kickoff. The 2-point conversion is no good. 30 seconds left here in the first half. The score, Leominster 20, St. John's 7. Kickoff when we come back. You're listening to Leominster High School football on WPKZ, AM 1280 and 105.3 FM. As we continue along for our friends on Leominster Access Television, Billy, very important is when did that penalty happen? They say it happened after the play was over, so the 2-point conversion is no good. They assess the 15-yard personal foul on the kickoff.
And anybody that was watching any pro football saw that play between Green Bay and San Francisco where they had a dead ball foul out of bounds, and they offsetting penalties. They allowed them to replay the down, which immediately resulted in a touchdown by San Francisco. Same thing here, dead ball foul. The officials got it right.
Kate, you got to look at some stats here. We know the Blue Devils offense have certainly been running up the scoreboard through the air.
Yes, 10 receptions in the second quarter alone. All 3 of their touchdowns coming in the second quarter so far. This offense has become electric in the second quarter of this game.
20-7 is the score. Leominster over St. John's. 30 seconds left on the 15-yard penalty. Check out this kickoff spot. It will be the 45 to our left.
Christian Lewis, once again.
We welcome you back to historic Doyle Field. Getting set for the ensuing kickoff with the 15-yard personal foul. They kick from the Pioneers' 45-yard line. A little squib kick from Lewis, up and immediately down by one of the upmen. Nice heads-up play there by Pat Ryan, a defensive back. Made the play, got the ball, and kneeled it down right away, Billy. What a kickoff spot after the 15-yard penalty. The Pioneer 45.
Yeah, I think it would have been nice if Christian could have got that ball up in the air, but they could have been instructed to go with a squib kick, try to avoid a run back, but what it did was preserve some time for the Pioneers offense, and we know that Drew Smiley could probably run off 5 plays in 27 seconds. We'll see how this plays out.
Stats on the Blue Devil scoring drive, a 52-yard drive in about a minute. Scoring play was the 17-yard touchdown catch by Jake Elaine from Neil O'Connor. 2-point conversion failed. 20-7 is our score. Pioneers with the ball, one more drive here in the first half. First down and 10, out of the gun, back to pass. Smiley looks right, throws right. Pass is complete. 89 is TJ Kelly, and he completes it across the 25-yard line up to about the 28. Gain of about 3 on the play.
Nice open field tackle by Jarrell Addo. You know, and we talked about the twin safeties back there, Addo and O'Connor. I was wondering if that's a wise move by the coach, but the coach knows his team, and those plays going both ways. 2 very important players on offense, but they're also important on defense.
Correction on that, 29 is Dan Crowley on the catch for the Pioneers.
And I see Neil O'Connor out there playing the safety position. He's also the quarterback on defense. Walked up talking to all the defensive linemen and linebackers before he drops back to his safety position.
Ruled no gain on the play. First down, 10 to go. Trip set up to the short side right of the formation in an empty set. Pair of receivers to the wide side left. Smiley back to pass, rolls out, throws on the run. Jump ball deflected and incomplete. One-on-one coverage. Nick Calvano matching up with Neil O'Connor. Bill, I don't think either of them really knew where the ball was, and both had a real chance at making a catch.
Well, Neil O'Connor knew where the ball was, and he had to stop for it to come to him. Nick Calvano did a nice job of cutting back and repositioning himself in front of Neil, because Neil had his eyes set on that, but it just took so long for the ball to get there. Nick did a nice job of recovering.
It'll be second down, and about 7 to go. The Sticks over on the far side, it's been week 1 for them as well. They showed 1st and 10 on that last down. It was actually 2nd down and 7. It should now be 3rd down, 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5. Apparently they gained some yards on an incompletion. I'm not sure how that works.
It's week
Somebody's
1.
a little slow over there with the down marker.
This is why Leominster and St. John shouldn't play each other in week 1. We're all trying to work out the bugs.
The line of scrimmage guys sleep at the wheel watching the action over there.
3rd down, 5 to go. 5 receivers in an empty backfield set. The trips is to the short side right. Smiley got a good snap and then almost dropped the ball. Recovers, rolls to his left. Throw on the run to nobody in particular, and that's incomplete. And to bring up 4th down and 5.
They're going to get one more play, Todd. Still 1 second on the clock. We'll see what's official.
That is unofficial. And the signal from the field is the half is over. So at the end of the first half of play, our score, Leominster 20, St. John 7. What a first half of action it has been. Up and down the field, Bill, a real shootout at the OK Corral. It's everything we expected and more in week 1 of the 2013 season.
Everything I expected from the Blue Devils offense, for sure. But the Blue Devils defense surprised me. You know, holding Drew Smiley in the St. John's offense, a very powerful offense, to just 1 touchdown in that first half, a mission accomplished.
You are watching 20 games for 20 years on Leominster TV. We now continue with the action.
But they have done, they like to say, we want to see more teams involved in the playoff, i.e. we want to charge $10 and take $5 for every playoff game where the people come through the gate. All right, I said it, that's it.
And you know what, good for you for saying it, because you won't be the last one to say it on this broadcast, I can assure you. Good news here from Doyle Field as we keep an eye on things. The lights have begun to come back up on that stanchion. The lamps have begun to relight, if you will.
The bulbs have arisen.
The bulbs are blooming, as they say, Kate.
Do you want me to just leave? I'll leave and you'll have no stats. None.
No, you can't.
Zero.
Don't expect me to do it. I'm telling you that right now. Not a chance.
So we had a shortened pregame tonight, thanks to technical difficulties on the radio side, and an extended halftime.
Right, so it all balances out.
Bottom line is we've been on the air for 2.5 hours. That's
you left the booth. Did you go out there and cut a wire or something, Todd, so we could, get all this in?
Well, the lights have come back up here at Doyle Field, and our halftime score as we conclude the Woodcombe Insurance halftime show. Leominster 20 and St. John 7. This is week 1 of a 7-week regular season. The top 8 teams in Division II Central Mass will be bracketed up and begin playoff action week 8 of the season. That is November 1st. We're going to have charts and graphs. It'll look like the floor of the Senate when we get done explaining this whole thing. What's that? Horizontal integration, right, Kate?
That's what I've been teaching. Rise of big business, baby. Good job.
Big business.
I like that term.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
They love Andrew Carnegie.
Second half of action about to begin wherever you are. WPKZ and Leominster Access Television. As we get back to action, Christian Lewis with the ball teed up. 20-yard line to our right. Lewis puts the right foot into it. Kick goes straight up the center of the field. Rolls across the 20 and will be knocked down at the 30-yard line on the return.
Quinn Griffin on the return, Todd.
Yes, indeed. And the Pioneers will start with the football. First down and 10 at their own 29-yard line. That second half kickoff brought to you by the El Camino Restaurant. 555 Central Street in Leominster, serving local patrons since 1971. They offer homemade Italian meals in a casual dining atmosphere. Come experience the warmth of family dining at the El Camino Restaurant in Leominster.
I think one additional injury is Rob Melendez was part of the starting linebacker core, and I saw him limp off the field during the latter part of that first half also, Todd.
Shotgun formation for the Pioneers. 4 wide receivers spread with the back in the backfield. Back to pass, no Smiley, chucks it down the left side of the field, looking for a streaking Devon Jones. Missed it long and incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Pioneers. Just underway, second half action. If you stepped away, well, you missed an exciting halftime show where we found out that there was electrical problems here at Doyle Field. Delayed the game probably an extra 30 minutes or so, Billy. So these teams did a little extra on the warm-up side, but now Leominster came into the half with a 20-7 lead. Now coming out, both teams on ice a little bit. They had to sit around starting out the second half.
And Smiley uncharacteristically off target tonight offensively, throwing the ball. It's not there, though.
Back to basket, 2nd down, hits a strike on the slant from the right-hand side. Mike McGillicuddy on the catch for the Pioneers. Gains 9, it'll be 3rd down, 1 to go.
Kate, just refresh me there on the first half passing stat. 4 completions, 4 for
10.
4 for 10. Very unsmiley-like from what we've seen the past couple of years from him.
Smiley directing traffic, 4 receivers spread evenly across the formation. Combs joins him in the backfield to his right. Smiley, hard count, Blue Devils will jump, this is a free play. Smiley back to pass, looks down the center of the field, diving catch made across the 25-yard line, touchdown at the 21, huge pitching catch on the free play, Drew Smiley to Mike McGillicuddy.
And he didn't miss that time, gets the free play and takes full advantage of it.
35-yard pitch and catch on the free play. The hard count, Billy, got Leominster to snap. Smiley wasn't bothered by it. Dropped back to pass, found McGillicuddy wide open down the field.
Now, if that's something obviously they've worked on offensively to try to get that free play, then they can just toss it up and take their chances in that situation and work to their advantage. Big game.
1st down, 10 to go for the Pioneers. Ball located at the Blue Devil 24-yard line. Smiley scans the defensive formation for the Blue Devils and takes a quick timeout.
In those 2 plays alone, they quadruple their passing.
Smiley must have doubled, quadrupled his stats with that 1 completion. I think that's his real first downfield pitch and catch.
Pioneers take a quick timeout. We'll take it as well. 9:54 left in the 3rd quarter with the score. Leominster 20, St. John 7. More to come. You're listening to Leominster High School football on WPKC, AM 1280 and 105.3 FM. For our viewers joining us on Leominster Access Television, Comcast Channel 8, Verizon Channel 34, or the world over, streamed live at Leominster.tv. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Meyer. Bill, right out of the chutes here in the second half. St. John struggled a little bit at first, and then all of a sudden, a busted play from the Blue Devils. They find a deep strike down the field. Now they're within scoring distance.
Well, they haven't wasted any time going downfield, and I'm sure that's something they worked on at halftime, is they're going to keep their foot on the pedal here, and they score here, and they're back within 1 score.
We welcome you back to historic Doyle Field. 1st down, 10 to go for the Pioneers. Shotgun formation. 3 receivers spread out wide. Shifting from right to left, TJ Kelly comes in close from the split end. Smiley fakes the handoff, calls his own number straight over the 20-yard line, down at about the 19. Gain of 5 on the play for Smiley, who up until that pass, Smiley to McGillicuddy, had more yards with his legs than he did with his arm.
Which, out of the shotgun formation, you don't expect that. And we've seen Smiley throw the ball probably 3/4 of the time in the past, but just not connected tonight, a little off.
2nd down and 6, the shotgun spread, Smiley back to pass. Rolls, throws, sideline attempt for Jones. He made a snag, but well out of bounds. That pass incomplete. 3rd down, 6 to go. Check of the time and temperature here in the second half is brought to you by Auntie Ellen's Creative Confections, 16 Central Street in Leominster. Amaze your taste buds with baked confections, making any occasion special. Check them out on the web at AuntieEllensCakes.com. 65 degrees, 8:27 here on the East Coast. Happy to have you along with us here on WPKZ and Leominster Access Television. Back to pass, Smiley on 3rd down, chucks it to nobody in particular, out of bounds. It was downfield, and Billy was outside of the pocket.
Yeah, he was alert enough that even though no receiver was in that area, as long as you get outside the box, so to speak, the tackles, you gotta get outside there, and you're able to throw it away. But good protection by the St. John's offensive line, a combination of Mike Hatch, Brett Carter, Isaac Salmu, Mike Duquette, and Sean Reagan. You don't get to call those offensive linemen's names and numbers, but doing a good job of protecting Smiley when he drops back.
4th down, 6 to go. Pioneers will go for it at the Blue Devil 19-yard line. Shotgun spread, trips to the right. Smiley back to pass. Backpedaling, gets McGillicuddy coming across the center of the field. First down across the 10-yard line. Upended and taken down around the 7. Good enough for a Pioneer first down. It'll be 1st and goal.
Nice comeback center screen there too. McGillicuddy kind of got lost in the middle. They allowed the defensive line of the Blue Devils to pass rush, and the center of the field was wide open there, Todd.
First down, goal to go from the Blue Devils 7-yard line. Pioneers making it look easy as they start the second half of action. In the gun, the snap, fake to give to Jones. Smiley keeps it himself, tries to go through the same hole. He had to hurdle Jones. Play is busted, stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It will be 2nd down and goal. Billy, Pioneers blew up their own offensive play.
Yeah, and a little extra action there in the pile afterwards. Smiley's not happy, throwing some elbows and some late contact by some Blue Devil defenders coming in from the backfield after Smiley was wrapped up. Luckily, they didn't get a penalty there for roughing or unnecessary contact.
Leominster High School head coach Dave Palazzi not happy with the post action there, but it's backed off to the sideline. It will bring up 2nd down, goal to go, ball located at the Blue Devil 7-yard line. Smiley back to pass, scans, rolls to his right, got some time, throws across his body, diving play made by Neil O'Connor from the safety spot, gets in front of the intended receiver and knocks it away. Intended receiver was Mike McGillicuddy once again. It's been all McGillicuddy this drive.
And now we see why Neil O'Connor is out there on defense. One of the top safeties in the league in Central Mass, and him and Jarrell Addo going both ways and playing that center field, combination center field position. Number of good defensive plays made by both players.
Both of the local papers have noted, Billy, with Jarrell Addo and Neil O'Connor, your 2 top offensive weapons, also playing safety. You've got the best safety combination in Central Mass. Smiley back to pass on 3rd and goal. Hits a slant for McGillicuddy in the end zone. Touchdown Pioneers. And quickly, it's 20-13.
And that play was very similar to that first down play that McGillicuddy converted with Smiley earlier in this drive. The center of the field wide open there. Linebackers lost McGillicuddy across the middle. Nobody within 5 yards of him at the time of the reception.
We can call that drive potentially a game changer. All Mike McGillicuddy on that one.
Let's call it a momentum changer. I don't know if I want to label it as a game changer now. We'll see how the Blue Devils do when they come out on offense.
Company, the 1-step kick is up and through, and as the teams come back upfield, 8 minutes straight up left here in the 3rd quarter with the score. Leominster 20 and St. John's 14. You're listening to Leominster High School football on WPKZ, AM 1280 and 105.3 FM. Continuing along for our friends on Leominster Access Television. At the first drive of the second half of action, the Pioneers keep it for about 3 minutes of this second half, 3rd quarter action. And Billy, they drove the ball right down the field. Struggled in the first series of downs. Once they reset the chains, they get the big strike to McGillicuddy on the busted play from the Blue Devils penalty, and then it was just kind of academic from there. They marched it into the end zone.
Well, that was it. You know, they had that free play on the offside on that hard snap count, resulted in about a 35-yard gain, and from there the Blue Devils were able to get reorganized, and Smiley did it for the most part with his arm, which is where his game struggled in the first half. He probably had more completions in that drive than he had in the entire first half. I'm just guessing.
Company's got the ball on the team, 40-yard line to our left, going left to right on your radio dials, right to left on your TV screens.
Okay, quickly, number of completions on that drive?
As we come back, Company on the kick. We'll get to the completions in a moment. Company with the end-over-end kick. Muffed on the return by James Gurley. Recovers it on the one hop. Comes across the 20-yard line up to the 22. And taken back from there. Nice closure there. Looked like 38 on the defensive play. Quinn Griffin on the tackle for the Pioneers.
Nice open field tackle after Gurley muffed that, or had trouble handling it. It wasn't a muff. He was able to pick it up and advance the ball, but threw the timing off on the blocking and lucky to get out to the 21, 22-yard line.
Billy, to answer your question on that 10-play drive, Smiley 4 for 8 for a total of 63 yards. They had 14 yards in the air total in the first half.
And 4 completions the entire first half also.
Correct.
Good job, Kate. Thank you.
And 10 for the Blue Devils, their own 22. O'Connor back to pass. Looks right. right, throws right on the safety valve screen to Gurley. Turns the corner on the right side across the 25 and taken down at about the 29-yard line. Gain of about 7 on the play, and it'll be second down, 3 to go. Stats on the Blue Devils scoring drive was on the Pioneer scoring drive, an 82-yard drive in 3 minutes time, a total of 10 plays. 7-yard touchdown reception. McGillicuddy from Smiley, extra point good from Coveney. 20-14 is our score. Pioneers trail by 6.
So they ran 10 plays, 3 minutes, a little over 3 plays a minute, 20 seconds per play.
That's
efficient.
more like
Very
Pioneers
efficient.
offense.
That is.
Handoff goes to the right side. It's a first down for the Blue Devils on a nice play by Matt Banch, the fullback. Got the right-hand corner, got the first down by about a yard.
Matt Banch, very productive in the first half. I think he was leading ground game, but he comes up limping, Todd. He's got a right leg injury here, and he's back down on the ground.
It certainly has become a very warm night. Air temperature is 65 degrees, but it's warm up here on Press Row. I can only imagine what it is down on that field turf.
Yeah, and you can only hope that it might be a cramp.
This one definitely, as he's stretching that right calf,
He's trying to,
or the left calf, I believe. That's the first one from cramping that we've seen. All the others are clearly been, injuries forced on plays. But this one definitely a cramp. He is running off the field, limping, but running off the field.
Did you see what he did? He tried to sneak back into the huddle, but he can't once they come out to assist him. But he didn't want to come off the field.
He's going to sit for the one play. An update on the Blue Devils. Vin Doan injured on a kickoff right before the end of the half. In the first half of action, Vin Doan has been seen with a knee brace and crutches on at the half. Vin Doan will not be seen, at least for the rest of this ball game. On first down and 10, O'Connor's back to pass, looks left, got the slant complete to Noah Gray. Gray across midfield, across the Pioneer 45, and down to the Pioneer 44-yard line. Nice strike, and the second catch of the career of Noah Gray.
And Gray, very fleet of foot there, but Todd, not to get off track here, we're looking down here at the sideline. Jarrell Addo is also having his left leg worked on, and I think he has a cramp. They're trying to massage it out, stretch his toes, so some dehydration and some cramping happening as we speak.
I think that extended halftime may be catching up to them at this point.
No question about that. Neither team really did a lot of stretching in that extended halftime. They ran a few extra plays, but no stretching. I formation for Blue Devils. Gurley dotted it on the snap. Gurley gets the handoff over to the left. Wrapped up in the backfield, lost him about 3 on the flag. Nice pursuit by the Blue Devils. Gurley wants a flag for a late hit, and he's not going to get it. Gurley's mom also wants that hit. We met her before the ball game. Nice woman, very unhappy to our right.
Devin Jones coming in kind of late there, but Gurley was still trying to fight, and he wasn't completely down. And you got to play to the whistle, and that's what the players are taught. But just to expand a little bit more, I think that extended halftime, it's not really hot, and the players don't understand the need to drink fluid. And we're looking at Jarrell drinking water now. It's too late. Once you start cramping, you can't get that fluid back in.
All you can do is try to make yourself comfortable for the remainder of the ball game. Loss of about 3 on the play. Second and 13. Ball is at the Pioneer 46-yard line. Carter back to pass, drops it off on the screen to the left. He's got Gurley across the 45 and up to about the 41-yard line. Maybe they give him the 40. Down to about 5.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Leominster's lead is 6.
We see Jarrell going back out onto the field here. We'll have to see how he survives this play. We know cramps they become repetitive once you get that first one, and you're drinking more water. You might be better off squirting the water on his leg than he would be drinking it right now.
Question about that. Ball spotted on the left dash as the Blue Devils go right to left across your radio dials or left to right across your TV screens, depending on what you're with us tonight. Back to pass goes O'Connor, throws on the run, finds Noah Gray, a little out pattern toward the sideline, across the 35-30, cuts back across the 25, stays on his feet down to the 21-yard line. Nice extra effort by the freshman, Noah Gray.
And I did hear you say freshman, and if we're going to get to look at him 4 more years, Todd, going to be very entertaining. Great, he's shown great hands and great instinct for a freshman.
Catch probably was good for about 10. It'll go down as 22 yards, but that was a lot of yak. That's yards up.
And he had no inclination of heading out of bounds over there. Worked the sidelines expertly there, and then actually cut it back inbounds as he was in the process of being tackled.
First down and 10 for the Blue Devils. Ball is at the Pioneer 21-yard line. James Gurley in the backfield with O'Connor standing to his left. Pair of receivers to the short side right. Timeout on the near sideline. Coach Blasi wants 30 seconds, and we'll keep it right here. 4:31 left here in quarter number 3. It's Leominster 20, St. John's 14. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Meyer, happy to have you along with us tonight, wherever you are. AM 1280, 105.3 FM, streamed live via our website at wpkz.net. Also in simulcast via our friends at Leominster Access Television, Comcast, that's channel 8, Verizon, that's channel 34, or they're streaming the game live with live video and our live audio at leominster.tv. Wherever you are, we're so happy to have you along with us and be a part of this opening weekend of 2013 high school football here in Massachusetts.
And a spectacular night for football. We got a nice moon peeking out up there. The weather is cleared nicely. And just to take a quick look at what's happening offensively, moving Neil O'Connor in from wide receiver to quarterback and plugging Noah Gray, they haven't lost a step. I think they've gained something there, Todd.
Shotgun formation. Actually, it's a modified pistol. Gurley's in the backfield behind O'Connor. That was Melendez to his left. Throw, batted immediately after, went out of the hands. That's Jeff Domingo again.
Says, not my house. Domingo also a all-star center for their basketball
and
team.
We will probably be seeing a lot of him come to winter sports, but tall player, long wingspan, and playing defense with his hands up and out, which is what you got to do in the passing situations.
Interesting look at the adjustments since the halftime. Both the Pioneers and the Blue Devils primarily going to the air right now. Leominster's up to 152 yards passing right now in the game, 77 for the Pioneers.
O'Connor has to direct traffic and get Jake Lane to the proper side left of the formation. Now shifts Mason Williams from right to left. It'll be trips to the left. O'Connor, little double move, has to throw underneath for Williams, the slot man. Across the 20-yard line, leans his shoulder in, gets driven out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. Nice gain there, and a nice job by O'Connor to read his progressions. He had the double move from the outside receiver, Elaine. Elaine was covered in the one-on-one, goes underneath to Mason Williams.
And he didn't waste any time checking down, and I had Mason out there just for that purpose. Nice job to make what was going to be a busted play into a nice pickup there, only 3 yards, but keep the sticks moving and get them a little closer to the goal line.
Officially a gain of 2, third down, 8 to go. Ball is at the Pioneer 18-yard line. 4 minutes, 18 seconds left in the third quarter. Stopped as the ball went out of bounds. O'Connor pistol formation, Gurley behind him, Banch to his left, pair of receivers going out to the right. Back to pass, O'Connor fakes left, goes right, pass is complete, the Banch levels a defender across the 15-yard line. First down across the 10, and out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. Matt Banch steamrolled the defender.
I'm trying to see, I think that was Alex Pappas out there that looked back to try to get the number of that bus as it just ran him over. Matt Banch putting his shoulder down and gaining an extra 5 yards or more on his own to create what would have been a fourth down situation, turn that into a chain moving first down.
Ooh, and that looks sweet in slow motion, by the way. Great play by Matt Banch.
You know, I have to say, from the toughness viewpoint of this, what was in the first half and here in the second half, Matt Banch has really stepped up, and he's come to play tonight.
Much more mature ball player this year, learned from his mistakes last year, much more mature, at least in week 1 of 2013.
Against the same team.
No doubt about that. Delayed handoff for Gurley. Goes to the goal line. The marks come in from either side. They're marking him short. About the 1-yard line is going to be the mark from the official on the far sideline.
Fortunately, Todd, they can, I think they can make a, no, they can't make a first down, can they?
Second down
it's going to be second and goal, that's correct. Nice job by Gurley right up the middle, and I think this is where we might see Neil O'Connor put his head down again. He's been successful in 2 short yardage situations, able to gain that yard plus, and we might see that again right here.
Heading down toward 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Blue Devils bring in the wishbone backfield. O'Connor the snap, tries to find a hole. He is in. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
Nice job by O'Connor sliding down the right side of his line behind his center's right hip there and putting his nose down and finding that goal line. Getting up a little slow, a lot of beef on him, but that's what's going to happen. He didn't know it was a touchdown. He had to look over to the sideline to see if they gave it to him.
3 minutes flat left here in the third quarter. Leominster expands their lead, 26-14. Extra point attempt is coming up. Leominster High School head coach Dave Belazzi dangerously out in the middle of the field. He's out across the numbers again, near the hash marks. Blue Devils going to get flagged for 12 men on the field because Belazzi's just around the
I don't know why he doesn't throw a shirt on. He just run out into the huddle.
He'll tell you, he's fresh out of eligibility, but I'll tell you, that man has great passion for wanting to be on the field.
And we saw it last year. Whether it's an injury, it's a play call, it's an argument, he's out there.
I formation behind O'Connor, they'll go for 2. Snap, double fake, rolls naked to the left-hand side, drops the pass, diving attempt, Two-point conversion is no good.
So they hit the ground.
Judge comes in from the backside of the play, and they say Rob Melendez did not get his hands underneath it. Two-point conversion is no good. Coach Palazzi standing on the goal line screaming at the back judge as the teams come back up the field. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Leominster 26 and St. John's 14. You're listening to Leominster High School football on WPKZ, AM 1280 and 105.3 FM. As we continue along on Leominster Access Television, we await a look on the replay, Bill. That was on the short side of the field, and Coach Palazzi still pleading his case to this crew chief, Bill Gosling.
And I've been practicing lip read. He keeps holding up 2 fingers, and I know he's screaming at him, you just cost me 2 points. You cost me 2 points. And interestingly enough, the official on the spot there on the short side, he was almost ready to put his arms up, but he looked to the official in midfield who came running in from 20, 30 yards away, who was tapping the ground, and he's the one that called it incomplete. The close official hesitant to make a call, and that was his call all the way.
Kickoff will come for the Blue Devils back at the 40-yard line to our right. Christian Lewis, mixed reviews for his first ball game, Bill, as the primary kicker for the Blue Devils.
Well, like you say, first game, he looks like maybe a soccer player out here getting a little football action.
Welcome back to historic Doyle Field, WPKC's coverage of Leominster High School football. Lewis with the kick right to left, it goes, a little low squibber, fielded on the one hop, on the return back across the 40-yard line, down at the 42. Nice return for the Pioneers, number 87, Pat Ryan, the up man, his second return of the day.
And I have to say, Todd, I really want to see that kicking game. I want to see him getting the ball up in the air. They continue to give St. John's decent field position, somewhere 30 or closer to midfield on these short squib kickoffs, and that can't continue. That's going to come back. You keep giving a team like St. George a short field, that's going to happen. It's going to burn you.
Tonight's simulcast on LATV will be available online anytime following the conclusion of this ball game. The LATV's media on demand online at Leominster.tv. First down and 10 to go. Smiley in the backfield out of the gun, trips to the right. They'll roll to the right off the snap. Looking deep downfield for McGillicuddy. Diving defensive play made there. Nice deflection. New number in the ball game for the Blue Devils is 27. That's Mason Williams
on defense, exactly. You're wondering who's 27 on defense. The name doesn't add up because you don't usually see him on defense, but a little mixing and matching here and get some extra speed. And if anybody has closing speed, playing the safety position, actually in Neil O'Connor's absence, it looks like, Todd. So maybe Neil was shaken up.
Back to pass on second down. McGillicuddy gets the screen, dropped across the 40, gets some across midfield, through on the 45, and down around the 42-yard line. McGillicuddy, Bill, has been the answer to the Blue Devils defense here in the second half.
And they've been running that center screen, and I don't know if because the linebackers are trying to offer additional help with the pass rush, or they're just they're not covering their middle. They need to stay in their zones, and we see Jarrell Addo down on the ground again here. Looks like his cramps are acting up. Mason Williams in on that tackle, but once again, we see Neil O'Connor going out there now. Neil has not been out in this defensive series yet, and I think he might have been shaken up on that sneak on the touchdown.
Coach Palazzi showing a little bit of frustration, goes out himself, goes in search of the trainer. He found her, and they've got Jarrell Addo running off on his own time.
We all know Coach Palazzi doesn't need a trainer. He'll take care of the stretches all by himself.
I was going to say, if he can't find a trainer, he'll handle the stretches.
He'll construct a litter, and he'll drag the player off the field if he has to.
First down and 10 for the Pioneers at Blue Devil 42. Smiley, the double move, looking to the right sideline. Come back, catch, nice catch made there. That, I believe, was T.J. Kelly. Could have been Dan Crowley.
That was no catch.
Whistles behind the play. They're marking it as a catch downfield, but there was whistles from across the field, and the signal appears to be for holding. This one's going to come back. Holding the call against the Blue Devils, the penalty is declined. So it was downfield against the Blue Devils. The catch is good for the Pioneers, and they've got the ball. First down and 10 at the Blue Devil, it looks like 17-yard line.
I'm not sure if it was Crowley or it was T.J. Kelly, but somebody with a 9 on their uniform out there. Could have been 29. No.
89.
Was it 89? It was Kelly. But looked like Tyler Viette got lost in coverage there.
Kelly 6'5", 200.
He wasn't outside the tackle boxes there. I'm surprised that they're not going to get a ground. And he was very quick to throw that one away with nobody out there, but no flags.
Smiley rolled left, threw incomplete to nobody in particular, and this crew of Central Mass officials, top crew here in Central Mass, signals there was somebody in the area.
There's somebody I see.
Yeah. I don't know who that somebody was. It looked like about the 15-yard line.
He wasn't wearing a white shirt.
Second down, 10 to go. Smiley, pump fake, rolls back to the right. Underneath, looking for McGillicuddy, hit him in the hands and incomplete. Check that, Combs.
Combs, yeah. But McGillicuddy has been their guy, and they need to put somebody on McGillicuddy. You cannot let him roam out of the backfield like he has been.
Thus far, McGillicuddy has 6 receptions for 102 yards in the third quarter alone.
All in this quarter, exactly right. Good job, Kate.
Second down, make it third down. 10 to go for the Pioneers. Blue Devil, 18-yard line.
McGillicuddy again.
Complete to McGillicuddy on the left side. Dips the shoulder, gains about 4 before he's driven out of bounds across the 15 at the 14-yard line.
Blue Devil players slow to get up out there. 2 Blue Devil players out there. Look like they're both cramping up the way they're just kind of stationary there, unwilling to put weight on their lower body.
1:51 left here in the third quarter. Leominster 26, St. John's 14. Happy to have you along with us on AM 1280, 105.3 FM. The world over, stream live at WPKZ.net. Simulcast via the TV on Leominster.tv.
Todd, not to jump in, but I think one of those players is James Gurley on his back over there, and once again going to his lower extremities. I think he's, and it's Neil O'Connor, interestingly enough, rolling around on the ground over there.
AD Chris Young jogs across the field to check things out. So I think the health class curriculum is going to include hydration starting on Monday.
And you know, we talked about this pregame about,
the risks.
How's it going to play out if your best 2 offensive players get hurt playing defense?
Correct.
And, you know, not that we wish something that would happen. Of course we didn't, but you just hope that that doesn't. When you have, you know, your 2 mainstays on offense, because they're your best defensive players at that position, I mean, you know, it's a risk versus reward situation.
Certainly, but to play devil's advocate, if you're Coach Dave Palazzi, do you keep your 2 best defensive weapons off the field? Can you afford to do that against a powerhouse offense, hurry-up offense like St. John's?
But I'm going to be the devil's advocate on the other side.
Oh, Bill,
what gets hurt? What gets hurt more though, when you lose your most important offensive player, or you lose a very good defensive player that possibly you could plug that hole much easier?
I certainly agree.
4th down and 7 to go coming up here. As soon as we get that injury corrected, O'Connor, they stretched him out good, but now
he's being carried off the field. Actually, no weight at all on his lower body, Todd.
That's a little bit worrisome. His legs just dangling there as Chris Young and another member of the medical staff.
Who did you say that was?
I don't know.
That's Neil O'Connor.
Yeah.
Neil O'Connor, yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Okay,
Neil O'Connor.
I thought you said somebody else.
No, it's Neil O'Connor.
It's like, oh gosh.
He wants to
carried
walk
back
now,
across the
but.
field.
And once again, precluding any future play now. Once you start cramping, that's going to hamper Neil. We're only in towards the end of the third quarter here. You know, we might see a little more of Nick Azaris there as the play continues on the offensive side.
And yet I don't see him warming up quite yet.
A bit of a luxury to have a senior backup quarterback in Nick Azaris, who was very successful as an underclassman at the JV level. We'll see if he takes over lead of this very prolific Blue Devil offense. 4th down, 7 to go. Pioneers going to go for it, heading in at the Blue Devil 13-yard line. They need to get the ball up to the Blue Devil 7 for a first down. Snap, Smiley back to pass. Looks for the end zone, jump ball, it is picked off in the end zone. Nice defensive play, face-up defensive play.
Trying to see if that's Tyler Viette. Oh, is that
2 on the catch? It looked like
Jake Elaine? Jake Elaine on defense back there.
That was advantageous.
Yeah.
No question about that.
You know, and one thing I noticed prior to that play, you know, just to talk a little bit more, Neil O'Connor and Jarrell Addo, neither one of them out on defense there.
It was Jake Elaine.
Jake Elaine.
That underneath position on a defender that was taller than him by a good foot, Billy. Got underneath, got good defensive position.
Just took it away from him.
All you need to know is
Got
he's
inside, got that inside position. He turned himself into the receiver right there, Todd.
So the Blue Devils have the football. 1st and 10, their own 20-yard line. Nick Azaris is running the quarterback spot. The snap, the give to Matt Banch, drags half the Pioneers and a couple of his own blockers with him across the 30 and up to the 32-yard line. Good enough for a Blue Devil first down. back.
And he's slow to get up also now.
As
The gang tackling is also
the pain, the cramps,
working.
the hydration starts to set in here in the fourth quarter of week 1. Two best teams potentially in Central Mass matching up, and right now they are struggling.
I'm trying to find Neil O'Connor on the sideline here, and I don't see him, Todd,
Yes, all the way
unless
to the
he's
right.
in the way
All the
down
way
the
to
end.
the right.
Oh yeah, he's stretching down there. You're right.
Back to action out of an eye. Zaris the snap. The give was to Gurley. Gurley from the dotting position across the 35-yard line. Drags a couple of defenders up to about the 37. Mark him for 5. Second down and 5 coming up.
Tough tackling, and James Gurley gets up limping now, Todd. One player after another here coming up limping, either cramping or being twisted up in the gang tackling that's going on. This game is taking kind of an ugly turn right now, and I'm not really sure if it's just the circumstances or it's just, you know, the power that's being exerted on both sides of the ball.
Trainer's going to earn her money tonight.
No question about that. We'll get back to that in a moment. Second down, Zaris the snap. Gives to Eddie Rivera, dotting the I that time across the 35-yard line and gets it up to about the 39, just shy of the 40 on the Blue side of the field. It will bring up third down and about 4 to go. Now a timeout on the field. That is the end of quarter number 3. 3 quarters in the books here from historic Doyle Field with the score. Leominster 26, St. John's 14. The all-important fourth quarter of action when we come back. You're listening to Leominster High School football on WPKZ, AM 1280 and 105.3 FM. Continuing along for our viewers in his bonus coverage on Leominster Access Television. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Meyer, happy to have you along with us. And one of the things that Coach Palazzi, guys, has said to me every time I've talked to him in the preseason before this week 1 game, we've got a lot of options, a lot of depth. We're going to need contributions from everybody. Where we have a lot of players starting on both sides of the football, we're going to need backups. And right now, the backups in play. Backup running back Eddie Rivera, backup quarterback Nick Exaris, backup just about everybody else on any other part of the field right now for the Blue Devils, because the other players that are playing both ways, right now they're out of gas.
Both, and plus matching up backups both in the 2 safety positions on defense, and probably some other positions, interior linemen. I haven't seen who's playing tight end in place of Jarrell Addo on offense, but I think the Blue Devils were lucky to get out of that third quarter with just a pair of score swaps there. It could have been much worse the way that third quarter was playing out.
Getting set to start the fourth quarter of action. 11 minutes up on the board. 26-14 is Leominster's lead. As we start this fourth quarter, teams change ends. Blue Devils will go right to left across your TV screen, left to right across your radio dial.
Neil O'Connor back on the center or in shotgun.
O'Connor is back in that quarterback spot.
And that was Eddie Rivera there, I think, on the carry.
Right about that.
So we're seeing a lot of substitutions.
As we come back to historic Doyle Field, third down, 3 to go. Shotgun formation for O'Connor, returning to the quarterback spot. Rivera in the backfield. O'Connor gets the snap. Handoff going out to the left. And Rivera is hauled down short of the play. It'll bring up fourth down and about 2 to go. No gain on that play for Rivera.
See the first punt of the season here by the Blue Devils. Different look on special teams.
They will punt for the first time this season. You're absolutely right, Bill. A one-step kick sent up in the air, nice high, and will be returned by Jones from his own 27. Jones gang tackled as he crossed the 30 at the 32-yard line. Pioneers will get the football. First down and 10 at their own 32.
We'll give Izzy Castile credit there on a nice punt. His first punt of the season. Did a good job there to get it off. So you're working on your score sheet here. You didn't know who the punter was going to be pregame, I guess, huh, Todd? Maybe they didn't plan on punting. They didn't plan on punting, that's all.
That's going to make a few notes, Billy.
Working on your roster.
Breaking down that fourth wall. Got to love it. First down and 10. Pioneers going right to left across your radio dial here in the fourth quarter. First and 10 from the 31. Snap, the give is for Combs, takes it straight up the middle across the 30, just shy of the 35 at the 34-yard line. Game will be 3 on the play.
And nice to see Jarrell Addo back out in the safety position and Neil O'Connor coming back out in his safety position. So nice job of recovering from the leg cramps that both of those players have been experiencing.
Gain of 2, second down and 8 from the 35. 4. Snap, Smiley faked it to Combs, kept it himself, bounced it to the right side, across the 40-yard line, turns the corner, 45, steps out of bounds, just shy of midfield for the Pioneer, 49-yard line.
Smiley turning on the afterburners and gaining the corner there, turning that into a very nice gain.
15-yard gain on the play, a nice run by Smiley on the keeper. 9:36 left here in the fourth quarter. Blue Devils lead is 12 at 26-14. Pioneers offense certainly prolific enough to do it. Blue Devils defense going to be challenged here in the remaining minutes of the fourth. Smiley back to pass, swings it out of the receiver's screen to McGillicuddy, cross midfield across the 45 and driven out of bounds. Fans want a late hit goal on McGillicuddy for dumping Jay Rivera. There's also some extracurricular downfield by the back judge. Terrell Addo and Devin Jones exchanging phone numbers for
Stay your pleasantries, right? Yeah. What are you doing after the game? Should we go for a slice of pizza?
Something tells me they won't be spending much time together, but these two teams will likely see each other again in the all-new MIAA playoff format that begins in Week 8.
Looks like a timeout.
Yeah, timeout on the field taken by the Blue Devils. They're going to bring everyone over. We're going to take it as well. 9:10 left here in the fourth quarter of the score. Leominster 26, St. John's 14. You're listening to Leominster High School football on WPKC. As we continue along here on Leominster Access Television Village, then back and forth. Pioneers now coming on the fourth side of things. They're driving the ball down the field. They need a quick score here to leave themselves some time for a defensive stand and a last-minute opportunity.
Fast and furious there in that third quarter, Todd, and as they were changing ends in the end of the third quarter, it sure felt like St. John's won that third quarter. I think the Blue Devils are fortunate to still have a 12-point lead at this point in the game.
Back to historic Doyle Field on WPKZ, your home for Leominster High School football all season long. Week 2 of action next Friday night, September the 20th. The Blue Devils go on the road for the first time in 2013, taking on an Eastern Mass opponent in Lowell. Colley Stadium in Lowell, the site of the action, will have the broadcast. Pre-game show on the air, 6:30 next Friday night. We count down to kickoff. Kickoff follows at 7 from Colley Stadium in Lowell. Lowell and Leominster, non-conference action.
And quickly to expand after this play, I'm just going to comment about that Lowell matchup.
Second down, 1 to go. Smiley in the gun, 4 receivers spread out wide. Smiley back to pass with some time. Good protection in front of him. Now flush to his left. Steps out of the pocket, throws it incomplete. Nice presence of mind by Smiley to hang in the pocket, waited, had nobody downfield, and threw it away.
Good protection once again, and his offensive line has been giving that all night. Just to reflect on your comment about the Lowell game, Todd, reading in one of the Boston papers, Lowell ranked in the top 10 for teams in their division, and no Brockton and no Everett this year, but Lowell and Doherty added to the schedule, 2 tough teams.
Third down and 1. McGivers to Combs. He comes to the left side across the formation, battles through the Blue Devils defense, gets it across the Blue Devils 40 up to the 39. And that's good enough for a first down. And Billy, I'll expand on that point to say this. A lot of talk in the community out there, you know, all the coffee shop quarterbacks that have been talking about the changes, the no Brockton, the no Everett. The bottom line is the Blue Devils didn't weaken their schedule. They certainly didn't get any worse getting put in Division II. They were the victim of this new format. There's no more Division I in Central Mass. You can't be a Division I team if there is no Division I. Smiley will roll out on first down, sling this one deep downfield and incomplete. The intended receiver, TJ Kelly, was covered expertly by Terrell Addo.
And also to add to the schedule situation, Shepherd Hill, I believe, has been added to the schedule. We haven't seen them, and that's going to be a tough matchup later in the season also.
Last check, they were leading the Red Raiders over at Crocker Field tonight. We'll have an update on that coming up in our postgame show. Second down, 10 to go. Ball at the Blue Devil 39. Pioneers going right to left. Drops it off the screen. It's Smiley for Combs. Found some room in the middle of the field. Across the 35. Dragged down at about the Blue Devil 30. Gain of about 8 on the play. It'll be second down and 2.
And that center screen has been very effective for the St. John's Pioneers tonight. That we've seen that play at least a half dozen times, usually with McGillicuddy.
Make it third and 2. 2 yards to go for the Pioneers. Smiley the snap. Fielded low. Faked the handoff. Took it himself. Left corner across the 30. Dives up for about the 26-yard line. He's got a first down for the Pioneers. And the Pioneers continue to move the chains here, but the clock is stopped right now temporarily. I'm not sure if he got out of bounds, but they're just moving the chains, so they wind the clock, and that's become the Pioneers' biggest problem right now is clock management. First down and 10 to go from the Blue Devil 20-yard line, back to pass, deep downfield, Smiley the catch from Jones, steps into the end zone, touchdown Pioneers.
Mason Williams has an argument there, Todd. Push off as the ball was in the air, and Mason is beside himself. He knows that the St. John's receiver got away with one there, right here in front of all the Blue Devils on our sideline.
See Smiley's pass downfield as we check the replay on Leominster Access Television.
Obvious push off right there. Mason trying to defend.
Yeah, they were tied up. Williams never looked back for the football, you could argue. And Jones made the nice catch over his head. Nonetheless, it's a 6-point ball game. Leominster 26, St. John's 20. The Pioneers on the field. Looks like they're going to go for 2 here.
Which I don't really understand, but
it would make it a 4-point ball game.
Yeah, he's still going to have to score another touchdown, but I think they're going to rethink the strategy here.
Yeah, Coach John Andreoli,
especially with a leg like Coventry has. I don't think they want to leave a point on the field here and risk it, you know, to get into a tie ball game and then have to go for 2 if you want to win at that point.
Change some personnel. Smiley is staying on the field. They're going to go for 2. 7:44 left here in the 4th quarter. 6-point lead, 26-20 is Leominster's lead, pending the 2-point conversion for the Pioneers.
You know, on the reverse side of this, if they're thinking ahead with another touchdown, we'll put them up by 3. So could be some advanced strategy being played out here.
Kelly checks left to right across the formation. The snap, Smiley, quarterback option, goes, dives for the end zone, he's in. 2-point conversion is good. 7:44 left in the 4th quarter. The teams come back upfield. The score, Leominster 26, St. John's 22. More to come. Listening to Leominster High School football on WPKZ, AM 1280 and 105.3 FM. Continuing along for our viewers on Leominster Access Television and Billy, it's become a ball game. What was once a 12-point Leominster lead, what was once more than a 12-point Leominster lead, is now just 4.
And it's pretty much what we expected. I think what we see, a 13-point halftime lead, but up and down the field, and there's no give up in St. John's, and I expect whoever possesses the ball last is probably going to end up winning this game.
That's going far out.
Oh, well, hey, you know, I've been hanging around with the best, Todd.
The limb is short, perhaps.
Hey, I'm reaching for the low-hanging fruit.
Gain whatever you get. 26-22 is Leominster's lead as we get set for the next kickoff. Ball brought back to the tee. 40-yard line to our right here on the Leominster sideline. That would be TV left for those of you watching us from the visiting side on Leominster Access Television.
See what kind of kickoff leg Coventry puts into this.
Company on the approach, kick is away, end over end it goes. Coming forward and making the catch is Mason Williams. He falls down, he's down right where he hit the ground at the 20-yard line. So the Blue Devils will have the football. First down and 10 at their own 20 as they go left to right across your radio dial here in quarter number 4. Billy, I got to say, they could use a score here. Certainly the Pioneers have had 2 unanswered scores from Leominster.
And also that interception by Jake Elaine stymied another one right at the goal line. But good time for a steady dose of Matt Banch here and mix in some Mason Williams and Segurley. I think we need some ball control here. You want to keep the clock moving. If anything, make St. John's use some timeouts at some point to try to preserve the clock.
First down and 10 for the Blue Devils, their own 20-yard line as they move left to right. O'Connor pistol formation, Gurley dots behind him. Banch is the fullback to his left. Snap the give is to Matt Banch. He'll come from left to right across the formation, across the 20 and up to the 22-yard line, gain of 2. It'll be second down and 8. Stats on the Pioneer scoring drive, a 9-play drive covering 68 yards in 2 minutes flat, a 26-yard touchdown reception. Devon Jones from Smiley, 2-point conversion also from Smiley, and it's a 4-point ball game at 26-22.
And once again, we see that running play by Banch, and looking at the backfield here, I think we're going to see more of this. We got to keep the clock rolling here, Todd.
Second and 8 from the Blue Devil 22. O'Connor the snap, the give for Gurley. Steps to the left-hand side across the 25, across the 30, and down at the 39-yard line.
Great job by James Gurley, picking his way through a crowd of defenders here, following his blockers nicely. Not in any big hurry, just sidestepping and turn that into a nice first down run, about a 13-yard gain.
First down, Blue Devils first and 10 at their own 29-yard line. Ball's a step inside the left hash, now under 7 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. O'Connor walks to the line, Gurley with the backfield with him. A pair of receivers to the left. Slot receiver is Mason Williams. On the snap, the give is for Gurley. He'll come to the wide side of the field right. Across the 35-yard line, taken down at around the 40. Gain of 5, maybe 6 on the play. It'll be second down.
Once again, nice job by James Gurley. Not in any big hurry to gain that edge, but following his blockers nicely and turning what looked like could have been a very short gain into a nice 6-yard pickup.
Second down, 4 to go. Goes to the football, sniffing the 40-yard line. On right hash, O'Connor, shotgun spread. Pair of receivers to the open side left. Single receiver is Jake Elaine to the short side right. Gurley and O'Connor stare over at Coach Palazzi on the sideline. Now O'Connor's going to direct some traffic. O'Connor at the snap, short drop. Now flushed out of the pocket to his left. Shovel on the run. Pass is complete for Mason Williams. Levels the first defender, then gets popped out of bounds. Football's on the field. There were whistles on a loose football. That looked like it was on the white of the sideline, Billy. I'm not sure why they let him keep playing.
They're marking him out of bounds over there after the catch, but yeah, that's how you get somebody hurt if you're not quick on the whistle. Ball laying on the ground. Mason alertly went back and picked it up, but I think he knew that the play was dead over there, but continued to play through the whistle. Good job by Mason Williams.
Nice catch, good for a first down and out of bounds at the Blue Devil 49-yard line.
Clock continues to run now. The Blue Devils done a nice job of burning 2 minutes off here at the start of this drive.
Unofficially, 5.5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. O'Connor the snap and gives the Gurley, stood up immediately, eludes the tackle, driven back, going the wrong way downfield. He is wrapped up to take it down, driven back and way back. Nice job by the line and the linebacking corps of the Pioneers. Gurley just kept going south, and they said, come on, we'll go south with you. They just kept driving them back.
Exactly. You know, once Gurley was stopped, his forward motion, sometimes you just got to take what's there, but tried to make something out of nothing and ended up with a handful of nothing right there, Todd.
Second down in the country mile, ball back to the Blue Devil, 37-yard line.
Clock continues to run now, down 4:45 left, so the clock is the St. John's Pioneers' enemy here, but the Blue Devils need another first down or 2.
Connor has to get Williams out to the wide side left. 3 receivers spread. Williams, wide left, short right, a pair. Lane sits down, makes the catch across the 45 and steps out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Nice job by Elaine. Came from that slot position, drew a little pick, takes it to the outside and a little out route to the right.
And I have to say, a nice job by the offense. You know, it was they had 21 to gain a first down. They got about half of that back on that play. You don't want to try to get it all at once because then you end up with nothing. So I think that was a good job by the offense to get half of that back there and go for the other half here.
Pioneers take a full timeout. We'll take it as well. 4:26 left in the fourth quarter. The score, Leominster 26, St. John's 22. More to come. You're listening to Leominster High School football on WPKC. Happy to have you along with us on Leominster Access Television tonight. Bonus coverage. Billy, not much you can say. You're out of breath. It's week 1 of the season. Having to expend this kind of energy in an emotional ball game in week 1. This is what this new shortened 7-week regular season and playoff system was supposed to create. It also creates more revenue for the MIAA, but we'll put that aside for a minute. At least
resist.
The bottom line is it's created a very exciting matchup. St. John's and Leominster, the 2 best teams in Central Mass. Last 2 Super Bowl matchups taking on one another. As we welcome back our listeners on WPKZ, thank you for joining us as well in simulcast. And as we were pointing out, this great matchup, Leominster and St. John's, week 1 of action here in Central Mass.
Well, you know, we knew this was going to be a great matchup. There's no way the MIAA could throw water on this fire.
Third down, 12 to go. Ball is located at the Blue Devil 47-yard line as they go left to right. 4 receivers across the formation evenly. O'Connor, time, looks left, throws left. Elaine has to wait for it, makes the catch across the 40 at the 39, taken down immediately. It's a first down for the Blue Devils. You'd like to see him hit in stride with it, but that'll work.
But not necessarily hit him in stride, Todd, but that ball was in the air. Elaine knew where he was going, and Neil O'Connor knew where he was throwing the ball. Elaine knew where he needed to be. He broke after the ball was in the air. Classic professional style pitch and catch right there. Went for 14, they needed 12, got the first down. Great job, great 2 offensive plays to get that big loss back and turn it into a first down.
Neil O'Connor hits 200 yards passing on the evening for week 1.
Week 1 of the year, his first as the starting quarterback of the Blue Devils, a 200-yard pass at night. O'Connor, the give for Bant, from the other spot in the eye, stopped at the line of scrimmage, some pushing and shoving. Officials have to kind of get in there and break things up. Short loss on the play. It'll be second down and a long 10.
And it's the first time we've seen Neil Connor up under center somewhere in the midfield area, unless it was his short sneak plays. But the coach has him up under center now, probably just to add to that surety on the exchange between the center and him. We've seen some difficulties there. Now the clock keeps running. We're winding down towards 3 minutes, and St. John's is going to have to start thinking about expending some timeouts here. Blue Devils could get one more first down.
I formation for the Blue Devils is bench. Gurley dots. Short drop of the play action fake for O'Connor. Looks out to the right, throws just out of the reach of Mason Williams coming from the slot right. He's out of his reach. It'll bring up third down. 3rd and 12 to go.
Dangerous pass there out in the flat, too, by Neil O'Connor. One of the few not so wise decisions that he's made tonight. But lucky that only went as an incompletion.
Ball's just back across the Pioneer 40-yard line.
Unfortunately, what that incompletion did was it stopped the clock, Todd, when we could be winding down under 3 minutes. Now we're stopped at 3:07.
Third down, 12 to go. Ball at the Pioneer 40. Blue Devils going left to right. Split 4 receivers evenly. Pair aside across the formation. O'Connor in the gun with Gurley to his right. O'Connor back to pass. Some time. Looks right. Floats it to the right. Addo jump ball. Blown up in the air. Flag flies. Pass interference will be the call. 15 yards from the previous spot. Not happy on that play is linebacker Alex Pappas. Dream matchup though. Linebacker Pappas on Jarrell Addo, the tight end.
And that was not going to be a first down, Todd, so that really hurts the St. John's effort here to come back. That was going to be short, well short of the first down marker. Probably 2 or 3 yards at best. We see that they needed to gain the 29. They put the ball down at the 3rd. Well, actually, I think they're calling that a completion, it looks like. Or did they mark off?
It's 15 yards from the previous spot, and it was 3rd and 12.
All right, so they did give him a first down. Okay. Oh, yeah, right. They had one more. They're right. They had lost on that first down play, so you're right. Good call there, Todd.
Thank you. My math isn't
Yeah, hey,
it's not half bad.
I'll tell you, I'm starting to cramp up here. That's all I can tell you. I'm losing my mind.
I formation is Banch and then Gurley. Straight forward, swallowed up, and driven back.
And I'm going to reach for some more. I'm going to reach for some more low-hanging fruit, Todd. I think the Blue Devils are 1 first down away from winning this game, but this is probably the most important first down of the game.
Timeout taken by the Pioneers. It'll be a 30-second timeout. 2:51 left here in the 4th quarter. Pioneers have just 1 timeout remaining. 26-22 is Leominster's lead. A 4-point lead here, Billy. The Devils with the football moving left to right down the field. But right now, as you said, perhaps they need just 1 more first down.
And we see the Pioneers trying to preserve some clock here. They know this is their last stand on this series right here. If they don't stop the Blue Devils right here, then the game is pretty much lost. So this is it for the Pioneers. They need to make a stand right here and get the ball back.
Second down, 12 to go after the short loss. Ball is at the Pioneer 33-yard line. O'Connor fakes the give, option to the right, keeps it himself, steps back across the 30-yard line and moves it up to the 27. He'll gain about 7 on the play, and it will be 3rd down and 5.
And 7 tough yards right there by Neil O'Connor. Has been slowed here in the second half with cramps and had to miss a couple of plays, but he's gutting it out there now, Todd. There's no taking him out of this game. And biggest play of the opening season game here coming up right now. This is basically ball game right here.
3rd down, 5 to go. Ball is at the Pioneer 26-yard line, right hash. The Devils moving left to right. O'Connor breaks the huddle. I formation is Banch with Gurley dotting. Pair of receivers to the open side left for the Blue Devils. O'Connor under center on 3rd down. Gives it to Banch, takes it straight forward across the 25, down around the 23-yard line. He's in the neighborhood of a first down. The officials will stop the clock to take a look at it.
Looks a little short, I'm guessing, maybe about a yard where they're walking up.
Do you think there's any question they go for it on fourth
I
down?
think they have to go for it. There's no advantage here to punting and only gaining 10 yards possibly, but I can see Neil O'Connor sneaking for a yard here, and basically we're talking ball game if he's successful.
Clock stop, 1:58 left here in the 4th quarter. 26-22 is Leominster's lead.
No measurement. They're just going to reset at third. No, they have fourth down. I'm looking at the chain gang over there, slow with the marker, but
it's week 1, Billy.
Yeah, they're probably cramping too, the way they've been tracking up and down the field also.
But I don't know how they could be. We're taken such good care of by Matty Hool.
Matty Hool, yeah, right. He came up here, provided us with some water.
The illustrious Matty Hool.
Exactly.
You know, there's not a lot of things that I take great pride in this job, but Matty Hool gave me my own personalized water bottle last year. I got it back this season. I feel important.
He knows his priorities, Todd. He knows his priorities.
And I can't say enough how much I appreciate that from Matt Hool hooking me up with my very own water bottle up here at Press Row.
He is the best.
It's like we're going for it on fourth down.
Fourth and about a yard to go for the Blue Devils. Hooked up at the 23-yard line, going left to right of the right half.
Looks like St. John's is going to pack it in the middle. They know what's coming here. I don't think it's going to be any surprise.
Timeout on the field. Coach Dave Palazzi took a look at the defensive formation. The Blue Devils will take the timeout and talk things over with 1:58 left here in the fourth quarter.
They had basically what you would call 8, maybe 9 men in the box right there between the tackles. No way are they going to let Neal sneak this through.
Blue Devils showed I with Banch, the up man. Early was the back man. Noah Gray, the open receiver to the left. Short side was Jake Lane. So we'll see what Blue Devils elect to do here. They were trying to see, Billy, I
think they want to see the defensive line. You know, it almost begs for a fake and a rollout here, kind of a naked rollout. You only got to make one. It's late in the game, and Neal's not quite as speedy now, but be interesting to see if they try to let Neal win this game and get this first down with his legs. Looks like a little more spread out. They spread the offense to get the defense spread.
Center O'Connor faked it. The back. O'Connor takes it around the right side, wide open and untouched to the end zone. He needed half a yard. He got more than that. Touchdown Blue Devils. That is a death.
They packed it in the middle, and they used that fake to Banch very nicely. Banch has been the go-to guy. Nice job by Neal O'Connor to keep himself. Once he gained the edge, there was nobody out there.
1:49 left here in the fourth quarter. Leominster's lead is 32-22, pending the extra point.
Nice job by the receiver out there. They were spread that side, but they matched up nice, sealed off the corner. Nice job by Neal O'Connor to get around his blocks, roam untouched into the end zone.
All he had to do, Billy, was get a yard. They fake it to Banch, who went on the yard route. It was a decoy for Neal O'Connor, who takes it around right end and into the end zone.
But we kind of thought that they were not going to go for that dive play like they've ran on every short play, short yardage play tonight. And that low-hanging fruit, there it was. And, you know, it was very successful.
The Blue Devils were going to go for the conventional kick. Christian Lewis was lined up in kick formation, and they were short some players. So they got to call a timeout. They sent Mike Exaris out there to get themselves set up on the kicking play.
I think it's a good spot, though, to try to get Christian, get him another attempt at an extra point here.
Lewis will try the extra point. Snap, the ball is on the tee. Lewis, the one-step kick is up, and he gets a round of applause as Lewis drives it through. As the teams come back up the field. 1:49 left in the fourth quarter of the score. Leominster 33, St. John's 22. You're listening to Leominster High School football on WPKZ, AM 1280 and 105.3 FM. For those of you continuing around with us at Leominster High School,
I'm sorry, Todd.
Getting the Bronx cheer from your own home crowd as the Blue Devils just kicked their first conventional extra point.
3 years, I'm guessing?
3 years.
And the crowd high-fiving themselves over the fact that they just saw a successful extra point kick after touchdown. I mean, we've seen it all tonight.
We talked about team manager Matty Hool a little while ago, and I spoke to Matty during the Auburn scrimmage early on in camp, and he was telling me the best thing, the biggest smile on Coach Palazzi's face on game one when Christian Lewis told him he was a dedicated kicker.
Well, that's it, and I commented, he looks like a soccer player. He does. He's thin. He's lanky. I don't think he's going to be diving into empty piles, but he definitely showed some leg there. I think that first kick was inexperienced, and now later in the game, a little more relaxed. Bingo.
As we come back to historic Doyle Field, Christian Lewis with the ball on the tee, 40-yard line to our left. Sends a low line drive to the near side, fielded by Pat Ryan. Grabbed by Tyler Viette and taken down at the Pioneer 30-yard line.
Nice job by Tyler to stop any advance on that squib kick. And I got to go back. I got to laugh on that extra point. But it's great to see that little extra, because you know how important special teams are. And that 1 point, that could be huge against these better teams. And nice job by Christian Lewis to get his first point there.
Stats on the Blue Devils scoring drive: 12 plays covering 80 yards in 6 minutes time. A 28-yard touchdown rush on the quarterback keeper for Neil O'Connor on a 4th and short. Puts the game away for the Blue Devils. Just got to play defense here with 1:45 left in the 4th. Smiley fakes to the left, rolls to the right, looks over the middle of the field, finds Combs, tripped up across the 30 at the 31-yard line.
Play basically that center screen that's been so successful. Went for actually a loss on the play, I believe. Looks like Blue Devils were looking for that now in the center of the field, and they're staying home. Linebacker's doing a good job there.
No gain, the official rule on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. Back to pass, Smiley gets some time, rolls out, throw on the run, strike complete. Tyler Viette, big hit on the far side. Nice job coming from the corner spot to level the receiver after they made the catch. 89 on the play. That's a great catch by TJ Kelly.
Yeah, and it looks like Tyler saved some energy here to finish off the game. He's definitely come to play in the 4th quarter. A couple of big plays here as the game winds down.
It'll be a 1st down and 10 for the Pioneers. Ball is at their own 43-yard line as they move right to left. On the snap, Smiley fakes the screen, comes right over the middle for McGillicuddy. McGillicuddy across the 40-45 midfield. Stacked up there, will fall across midfield to the Blue Devil 49. Gain about 8 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 2 to go. Under a minute left here in the 4th quarter. Coming up in the post game, for those of you joining us on radio, we're going to relive it all with a complete stat recap. We'll have our drive of the game and our player of the game and a final whip around the region on this week 1 of high school football here in Central Mass. Hand off on 2nd down, straight up the middle for Combs.
Wrapped up.
48-yard line to 47.
Wrapped up nicely by Jay Valera. So kind of a quiet game tonight. You know, the interior linemen don't get a lot of recognition, but Jay's done a good job there as defensive end / linebacker position.
Officials are going to bring the sticks in on the far side for a measurement, maybe just to get a breather here, and gives us an opportunity to talk about not only what has been a gorgeous night in front of a massive crowd, for a week 1 crowd here at Doyle Field tonight. Thousands on hand tonight. Great crowd. Congratulations to both the communities of Leominster and St. John's for turning out in droves for this week 1 action, showing you how big a game this was to open the 2013 season.
I mean, looking across the field, a lot of red over there. Still a lot of red as this game winds down. Large group of student bodies, rooters and cheerers, cheering section from St. John's, and it's great to see the support that the visiting team brings in a game like this.
2nd down, 2 to go. Ball located at the Blue Devil 47. Shotgun formation for Smiley, trips us to his right. He'll ask for the ball. Smiley swings it out, screen complete. That's a new number into the ball game. Looked like 2 on the catch.
And I don't see him on our roster, of course. JV player maybe getting some time.
Clean uniform for sure, as we've hit that part of the ball game. Under 30 seconds left. Unofficially 20 showing on the Doyle Field scoreboard.
McGilvery out here spread wide. I think that's where they're going to be looking.
Yeah, Smiley will go back to pass on 1st and 10. Smiley out of the pocket, throws a little punch at one of the Blue Devils there on the defense there, discarding 62, Kevin Baran.
Yep.
And Baran apparently had Smiley kind of in his grasp, and Smiley said, "I'll take that back, thank you very much." Not a lot of happy
Tell you, playing right down to the final whistle here. No love lost between these two teams, Todd. And this will be 5 in a row for the Leominster Blue Devils over St. John's.
Unheard of, 5 in a row for sure. An 11-point lead right now. Smiley throws a pass, incomplete from McGillicuddy. Some more extracurriculars as Smiley not happy as he got
Keenan
popped up
Vella
again.
in there and kind of going in low. Luckily, he didn't wrap him up, and Smiley stayed on his feet because Smiley goes down, and I think that's a personal foul.
The 32nd pass attempt for Smiley in the game tonight.
We look forward to all of those stats as Smiley goes back to pass on 3rd down, avoids a sack, shovels it outside the pocket and incomplete. And the Blue Devils crowd, they storm the field. Cheerleaders, students, band members, they storm the field. It has become tradition here at Doyle Field. As There's a Pioneer player that went down at the Everton ballgame. It's Devin Jones. And Coach Dave Palazzi, classy move. He waited before joining the celebration. He helped Devin
over
Jones
there.
up and over to the far side of the field. That's what's great about high school.
That's Coach Palazzi, tried and true right there. Make sure everybody's okay, whether it's his own player or an opposing player. Tough ball game, but he's right there for the players.
As the teams shake hands, our final score tonight here from Doyle Field. Leominster 33, St. John's 22. The Blue Devils have improved to 1-0 on the young season. The Pioneers to an early season 0-1. And most importantly, Billy, these two teams, mark my words, will see each other again in this new playoff format sometime week 8 on.
Oh, I'll guarantee it. With 10 teams in this division, you know St. John's isn't going to fall to the bottom of the heap. They're going to bounce back. I wouldn't be surprised if they come back with a renewed victory on the table the rest of the way. It's going to be a tough matchup for everybody in this division right through the first 7 games. But you're right, Todd. I think we're going to see these two teams match up again week 8, week 9, week 10, maybe even another rematch at Gillette.
No question about that. It will be exciting. We'll keep an eye on that. Don't count the Pioneers out, as Billy says. We'll see them again sometime later on this season. Again, our final score from Doyle Field. Leominster 33, St. John's 22. For those of you joining us on Leominster Access Television, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I want to thank our executive producer, Jack Selly. His co-executive producer is Bradley Bedard. Thank you so much to everybody and all the volunteers of Leominster Access Television for your great work tonight. Those of you joining us on the TV side, thanks very much. 33-22, Leominster is a winner in week number 1. If you are joining us on TV, flip over to the radio side. Expanded post-game show coming up next. For those of you joining us on radio,
Wow, those are some fantastic memories preserved in the archive of Leominster TV. Whether celebrating the thrill of victory or capturing the agony of defeat, all of us at Leominster TV have endeavored to embody this recent quote from NBC broadcasting legend Bob Costas, who said in his 2018 induction speech at the National Baseball Hall of Fame, quote, "While the game is the thing and the players are the stars, how those games are perceived and remembered is often shaped by those who chronicle them." That quote from Bob Costas sums up our mission over the last 19 years and will continue to chart our course long into the future. The awesome responsibility of chronicling Leominster athletics is a tremendous honor that all of us at Leominster TV are proud to be a part of. Thank you so much for joining us on this celebration, 20 games for 20 years. I'm Todd Robbins. On behalf of my producer, Kate Robbins, archivist Jack Selly, editor Bradley Bedard, and all of us in the Leominster TV family, until next time, so long, everybody.
Black coffee, I'm in trouble. Black coffee, I see trouble. Man, 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 I'm not gonna get home. Black coffee, I'm so dizzy. Black coffee, please get busy. Oh, 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 nothing to get home. Black coffee, I'm in trouble. I'm so dizzy. Please get busy. Man, 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 I'm not gonna get home.